Swinging a shot, hit down the line and left. That ball's going to carry. That ball is gone. Goldie ambushes Strider. It's 2-0 in the first. Mason Wynn hits one a mile high down the left field line. Did he get enough? He got enough. His first home run. A towering drive into the bullpen in Atlanta. It's 7-2 Cardinals. The 0-2 pitch. Swing, fly ball center. Harris retreats. Back toward the infield. That ball carrying. That ball is gone. 3-run homer for Gorman. And he got it. Strike 3 called, and the Cardinals have beaten the Braves again. 11-6.
Let's get nasty on a Thursday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. 201, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Chip Carey on the call. Bally Sports Midwest. We all had that one, didn't we, boys? You guys all played Cardinals at FanDuel. Pretty big underdogs last night against the Braves.
National League pennant winners?
The Cardinals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not officially eliminated yet, so it's not a crazy thought.
Are they really not?
No, they're not.
Come on.
They're really not eliminated
So you're
yet.
saying there's a chance. Anthony Stalter, hang on, 201.
Yep.
Anthony Stalter says Cardinals
Mathematically
will make the playoffs.
Wasn't saying that.
He
Mathematically.
did not say it.
Mathematically still
Anthony
alive.
got the "you up" text last night. He said,
did.
mathematically, I can text back.
They were like, we'll fix your car.
We'll help you out. 11-6 winners. Spencer Strider on the bump. You know, you call up Michael Soroka from AAA and you throw him through the grinder. Okay, pretty impressive. Very impressive against the Braves. Spencer Strider, Cy Young candidate again. Somebody that has been absolutely dealing over his last 4 starts prior to the one last night. You take him behind the woodshed? Okay. I'm impressed. 11-6 winners over the Braves. Here's the thing, though, guys. What have we said? This offense is not the problem.
No, it's not.
It's not. That was, to me, last
give up
night.
6 runs.
What's that?
You still managed to give up 6 runs.
They almost tried to blow it
They
again.
tried.
Okay.
They tried to blow it again.
Yeah, they're always blowing it. Game after game after
Unlike
game.
my AC unit.
Yeah, right. Another bad night?
No,
Marsh?
actually, it was
You guys a
fine.
fan? Okay.
It was
All right.
fine. We had a good night.
Good circulation last
Good
night.
circulation.
Marsh was
I'm ready to go.
Pissy yesterday.
He was.
All right, guys, listen. The offense has not been the problem. I like this offense a lot. Jamie, you like this offense. Marsh, you like this offense. This offense, this is just another. This is a hot streak. They were on a cold streak for about 2 or 3 weeks. They had been dreadful, and now they've found their bats again. To do it against the Braves, yes, very impressive. But this is what happens throughout the course of a baseball season. This is what happens to the Braves. Braves have the best offense in baseball. There are streaks that they have gone on where offensively they haven't been great. Few and far between, but this is baseball. It's streaks. The one consistent thing that you need to have throughout the course of a season, and definitely in the postseason, is pitching. And the Cardinals don't have pitching. That's why they're 61-78. But 11 runs last night, again, against Strider, yes, impressive. But this offense is capable of being one of the top offenses in the National League. And I don't think anything about last night changes that.
No.
Or if they get shut out tonight, it doesn't change it.
All that happened in the last couple of games is the Cardinals proved that they can bang with some of the best in the game, period. Atlanta Braves are the scariest lineup, in my opinion, top to bottom.
Absolutely.
And the Cardinals have taken it to them 2 games in a row. Now, the Braves have still put up runs. They've still made it scary for you. Mm-hmm. You've tried to hand it back. I see you. You've tried. But you couldn't because your offense still was good enough to get you through it. Mm-hmm. This is a very good sign for the Cardinals because moving forward into next season, you look at it and go, okay, we really only have one area that we have to truly, absolutely just nail it. We need pitching across the board. Starting, bullpen, you name it. We need pitching. Because consistently, if you get an offense, not like the last 2 nights, I know like 10 and 11 runs, I mean, it's not going to happen on a regular basis. But if you look at the runs scored by the Cardinals, their offense is fine. I think they're top 5 in Major League Baseball. If that's the case, and you're putting up 6 runs or 7 runs or 8 runs like they have and not losing the game,
Yeah.
you got a different team. So, John, hey, Mo, it doesn't get any easier for you. Like, don't screw it up.
How many times have the Cardinals scored 5 or 6 runs and lost the game?
Too many.
That really, something like last night
Anthony?
ticks you off.
That's a great question, and I promise you this. By tomorrow or latest Monday, I am going to have an official count of how many games the Cardinals have lost while scoring 5 or more runs. Because I bet you it'll be surprising to see just how poorly they have pitched.
Yes. Which, again, is why you're in last place right now in the NL Central. So we talk about, another 4 home runs last night. This again is another. Where's the crowd that doesn't want the launch angle stuff? Where's the crowd that doesn't want the home runs? Where's the crowd that wants to see bunts consistently?
Oh, I like the bunt.
It should be part of your offense.
Part of the arsenal.
Home runs part of the offense.
Like Mike Tyson, okay, he knocked a lot of guys out, but he established a jab. You never know you got a jab. The jab equal to the bunt. Then you go for the home run. Boom, the knockout punch. Anthony, come on. Don't knock the bunt. You know better, especially on this show.
His right hook was one of the best in boxing history.
Yeah.
That's the home
Imagine
run.
having the good jab, though. Laying down the bunt.
Establish. Right hook.
There you go. 3 runs. Crooked
Seriously,
numbers all day long.
How unbelievable was his right hook?
Pretty unbelievable.
That was the Cardinals last night.
Yeah.
Couple of ding-dong Johnsons. 4 to be exact. Paul Goldschmidt. Anybody have Goldie? I know I took him 2 nights ago. Anybody hit one with Goldie last night? No?
Nope.
Okay. Impressive stuff.
Gorman. Had Gorman. Not Goldie.
How do we do a beat the streak? I see Acuna got one.
We all
went
got
3
hits.
He also went 3 for 4 with a ding-dong Johnson.
All 3 of us.
Ouch.
All 3 of us got hits. Unfortunately for Barry, his first go at Beat the Streak, he did not get a hit with Ozzie Albies.
One of the only Braves that did not get a hit last night.
I almost didn't get a hit either with Ronald Acuna Jr. until the
saved
9th
you.
inning.
Yeah.
Little base hit up the middle.
I had that guy the night before. He's a bum.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
That guy will never be a big star in this league.
No, never. No, I hope he doesn't want to get paid because he's not. Adam Wainwright will be on the bump tonight. Max Fried will take the hill for the Atlanta Braves. Waino, 3-10, 8.10 ERA, and he goes for win number 199. Again.
Yeah.
How cruel would it be, Jamie, after the Cardinals combined for 21
I know
runs?
what you're going to say.
21 runs the last 2 nights.
Put up a goose egg tonight.
Including Strider, against Strider. Waino could be going against Strider tonight. He's not. Strider went last night, and the Cardinals took him behind a woodshed.
Yeah.
21 combined runs in Atlanta, his hometown,
Yeah.
the last 2 nights. How cruel would it be if this offense doesn't show up tonight against Max
You
Fried?
just willed it into existence. I was hoping you would.
You were thinking it.
Nah, but I didn't
just
say
said it. I
That's
just
worse.
said what you were thinking.
There are a lot of things that we think of throughout the course of a day, Anthony, that we shouldn't say, and we don't.
You say most of the things that pop in your
but
head.
not everything. That's one of them I wouldn't have said. This is on you now.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. Yeah, this is all me.
It's on you.
If Adam Wainwright doesn't collect win number 199, which he's been in search for, unfortunately, for 2 months now, he'll be fine. 6:20 start, Cardinals versus Braves. Got a fun show for you today. Brayden Schenn is going to join us in 5 minutes. Brayden Schenn. We got our Blues and Brews event coming up. You can join us, 101 ESPN and Bud Light, for the Blues and Brews on Friday evening, September 22nd, at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. We're going to be out there. We're going to be doing a live broadcast. We're excited for it. And to get fired up for the Blues season, we're having the event out at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. It's going to be an outdoor street party featuring live music from country music star Chris Lane and local blues musician Marquise Knox, plus appearances by blues players such as our guy Brayden Schenn, who's going to, again, join us at 2:15, and alumni, food trucks, blues merch, 101 ESPN giveaways, and more. Tickets are now on sale. So all you have to do is go to 101ESPN.com for additional event details and to purchase your tickets for Blues and Brews on September 22nd. But, Jamie, I'm fired up for this.
It's going to be a great night, man. Honestly, we're talking to some of the Blues staff and talking to some of the players and everybody involved. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be there. Show will be there during the day. I'll be there at night. Going to be music. And obviously, Budweiser. Bud Heavy. Anthony.
Nothing heavy about it, Jamie.
Little Bud Select, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah. We also have Guns N' Roses tickets to give away again. So if you missed your opportunity the last couple of days to get your hands on some Guns N' Roses tickets, they're playing Saturday night at Busch Stadium. We will have your chance, so stay locked in here on 101 ESPN. We'll talk to Chris Kerber in the 3 o'clock hour. We'll also talk about Dakota Hudson next hour. Dakota Hudson has put together a nice little run here. Jamie, does Dakota Hudson work as your 5th starter for next season? We'll talk about it. Plenty of NFL discussion, too, because tonight, right here on 101 ESPN, Chiefs-Lions kick off the 2023 season. We'll tell you what the punishment is for the Riz Show Fastlane Pick'em Challenge, and you could register right now at 101ESPN.com for the Pick'em Challenge. So we got a lot coming up for you throughout the course of the day. More predictions ahead of tonight's game and ahead of the NFL season. But Brayden Schenn, Blues forward, will join us next. Talk about the upcoming season here on 101 ESPN. Well, as most of you know, ESPN, the parent company, ESPN's parent company, Disney, has been unable to reach a market-based agreement with Charter Communications to keep its channels on their cable system / their streaming service. You've probably seen this. If you're a Charter customer, you've seen this message on your TV, and it's probably ticked you off. Got good news in a second, though. As a result, Spectrum TV customers have lost access to ESPN and Disney's unrivaled sports, entertainment, and family programming from the ESPN networks, the Disney-branded channels, Freeform, the FX networks, and the National Geographic channels. But customers can go to keepmynetworks.com for alternate choices, including DirecTV Stream, Hulu Plus Live TV, YouTube TV, Fubo, and more, all of which can be activated immediately without a service call.
Jamie Rivers here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Tracy Bibb and the Bibb Agency, affiliated with Allstate Insurance. Tracy was on here yesterday talking about how some of the storms have really affected people's roofs, and now is not the time to be questioning your insurance or your insurance provider. So please get a hold of Tracy and the Bibb Agency. They're going to take care of you. As well as you just can't forget about the personal service that you get from the Bibb Agency. 1-800 numbers for most of the providers. Well, that's great, right? Until you actually need something and you have to talk to somebody who understands what you're going through and cares. And that's why the Bibb Agency is number one, because they care. And you can always get a hold of them. Whether you had a fender bender and you got to call Tracy on the spot, you forgot your card, you're not sure about your policy, Tracy and the Bibb Agency is there for you day in and day out. And they'll even run a check on all your policies to make sure you're getting the right coverage and that you're paying the right amount. And she just did a whole thing for me, and I had to revamp a few things, but that's because the Bibb Agency cares. So please give Tracy and the Bibb Agency a call today. That number is 314-328-4260. That is 314-328-4260. It's no fib. You're in good hands with Tracy Bibb.
He scores!
Chris Kerber on the call as Brayden Schenn. We're going to line him up here in a second, but we do have some news that was shared earlier today, guys, that was a perfect time to discuss. Jamie, 101 ESPN and the Blues, 5-year deal. Yeah. New 5-year deal. Blues have signed a... We need Jamie's mic on when you get a chance. There you go.
Renewing the deal with the Blues is fantastic. 101 ESPN, been bringing the games, content, other shows. It's exciting times.
Absolutely. So Blues CEO of Business Operations, Chris Zimmerman, as well as our big boss, John Kiowski, announced the deal today. So the Blues and 101 ESPN signed a 5-year extension to keep the Blues right here on FM radio. Nothing better than hockey and FM, man.
That's great. Chris Kerber, Joey Vitale, they bring it to the people all the time. And one of the guys that they talk about, Anthony, a lot, is our guy Brayden Schenn, who we're going up to the celebrity line right now.
Let's go to transition.
Yeah, nice job, huh? Schenner, how we doing today, bud?
I'm doing good, guys. How you doing?
Good. How was your summer, buddy?
It was good. We were in St. Louis all summer and hanging out, and we had baby number 2 here in St. Louis. So just with getting passports and everything like that, getting across the border, so we just decided to stay here, and we enjoyed it. It was good.
All right, so baby number 2 is here. I've got 4, and the moment you're in one-on-one coverage right now, which is fine. If you guys decide to have baby number 3, you're on the penalty kill, and I can tell you from that point on, you're scrambling, buddy.
Oh, yeah, I've heard it's a game changer. But, no, we're enjoying every minute of it. It's been awesome. So we got 2 under 2. It's busy, but, yeah, it wouldn't want it any other way, that's for sure.
Congratulations, 2 under 2. We had 18 months apart from our first or our second. And, Brayden, I can tell you, the moment that I realized that we had 2 was when my daughter, who was like 2.5 at the time, I was changing the newborn's diaper, and she had pushed the laundry basket to the top of the stairs because we're upstairs, and then pushed it all the way down the stairs, and the laundry just tumbled down the stairs. I'm like, okay, I'm in over my head here, but you'll love it. It's great. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, we're loving it. It keeps you on your toes, that's for sure.
Absolutely. So, Brayden, when it comes to this upcoming Blues season, you guys coming off a year that nobody wanted or expected, and you guys have to change course kind of halfway through with the trade deadline because you know that now a lot of the pieces that some helped win a cup here, they're out the door. What's this offseason been like from a preparation standpoint? Has anything changed for you?
Preparation, I think it's always the same. It's, I think you always try and find ways to get better. Now there's new trends kind of throughout the league. It's no different than, on ice, off ice. There's things that guys do. It's always a copycat league, as they say. But, just try and find ways to get better and stuff like that. And I think just the way that our season was last year, or that, it ended with a bitter taste in your mouth, and came in last year and we were expected to be good, and we just weren't. So I think everyone's ready. We're hungry. And sometimes you need to take a lick in there for a year to finally realize how hard it is to win the league, and you just can't show up to the season or camp or I guess you have to come together and hold each other accountable and expect to win hockey games.
Schenner, what's the challenge now for you guys? The returning veterans, obviously you lose a lot of leadership in Ryan O'Reilly, Vladimir Tarasenko, a longtime St. Louis Blue, Ivan Barbashev, a very well-liked guy on your team. You lose a lot of guys that have been part of the core. What's the challenge now for the rest of the veterans coming back this year?
Yeah, those are 3 obviously names that had a ton of respect in our locker room, and obviously losing your captain and stuff like that. It's guys to step up and have a voice and learn to be leaders and take responsibility, not only on the ice but off the ice as well. You have to come up with different ways and see the room from a different angle when you are kind of part of the leadership core, if you will say, and take care of things and make sure things are on the right track. And if they are going off the wrong track, you have to kind of nip it in the butt quickly and get guys back on the same program. So obviously we have we have some new voices in there, but guys have been there for a long time. We have veteran guys. We have a lot of guys that are willing to, help out with the leadership side of things. We have guys kind of learning that side of things too. So kind of the old and older and young guys have to find a way to come together and kind of, like I said, tip the culture back in the way in the right direction. It's never going to be perfect, and you have to find ways to keep on navigating and finding ways to make sure your culture is going in the right direction.
Well, a guy that should help that out is a guy that you guys acquired in Kevin Hayes. This guy's a longtime NHL player. Obviously, it was a bit of a bumpy road in Philly for him, but I know that he's excited to be here in St. Louis, and I know that you guys have gotten a chance to catch up with him. What's he think so far? And, in your opinion, how much is he going to help?
I mean, on the ice, we don't really have to talk about that. I think guys know kind of, or I guess not everyone knows, but people know what he brings to the table. But off ice, just, he's the voice in our locker room. He's tons of fun to be around. He can keep it light, or he also knows how to be serious. And just kind of for the couple of weeks, and I've known him for, I guess, a couple of years now, but for the couple of weeks being around St. Louis, just a guy that, people gravitate towards. Though he's having fun, and he knows what it's like to be a pro in this league. And, we're really excited to have a guy like that in our locker room. Just a good, solid guy, down to earth, and good hockey player as well.
Jenner, another good, solid guy is Jake Neighbors. He made some big strides last year in his first full go-round with pro hockey in the NHL. What do you expect from Jake Neighbors this season? Because I know that the young man lived with you for a little bit of time. And did you officially kick him out when baby number 2 arrived?
Yeah, Jakey boy kicked out. Nothing against him, but parts of 3 years living in the basement. I got 2 now, and I got to take care of him. So I don't need the third 21 or 22-year-old to take care of him too. But no, anything he needs off the ice or stuff around the city or whatever, I'm always willing to help. But I think at 21, 22, you got to find ways to cook meals for yourself or do things for yourself. But just expecting, it's I guess. Got drafted 4 years ago, so obviously a time where he feels more comfortable just kind of being around the room and the guys, and kind of knows what it takes to play pro hockey now. It's not his first year, I guess full year playing pro hockey, and expect big things out of him. He's a guy that is also amazing locker room guys that you want to have on your team. He'll do anything for any teammate, and just on the ice, he's going to be more comfortable up there. He's getting bigger and stronger and more mature, and probably expect big things out of him this year.
Blues forward Brayden Schenn joining us right now on the Fast Line on 101 ESPN with former Blues defenseman Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Brayden, what's the best thing about playing for Coach Craig Berube?
I don't know. It's pretty much all I know. That's one thing. I guess I had him in Philadelphia a long time. I only had really kind of been away from him a year and a half. But I just think how much he cares for his players. Honesty. There's no really gray area with them. Guys know where they stand, and if you see him around, even the locker room. I know it's training camp hasn't started yet, but he's coming up and seeing how his players are doing, how their summer was and stuff like that. And that's a guy that you want to play for. So, I'm a veteran team that I enjoyed playing for them. So, we have a great coaching staff, and it's on us players to figure it out and not only be ready for training camp, but just, build it up in training camp and be ready for the season.
Brayden, we've asked this of Coach before, but for you, from what you can remember playing for him in Philly, what is different about Coach Berube now compared to when you played for him in Philly?
I think just, I think this comes with the experience of everything. I would say just kind of interactions or how to manage players, where it was, 9-10 years ago compared to where it is now, right? There's coaches have to be different than they were 9 or 10 years ago. So I would say just with that, able to manage players and personalities and pushing the right buttons at the right time. And I feel he's very good at doing that, and has definitely got better over the past 10 years. And like I said, we enjoy playing for him in our locker room. And like I said, we have very, very good assistant coaches as well that support Chief, and it's on us players to, be ready.
Schenner, what's the biggest misconception people have of Craig Berube? Because you can YouTube him, and you sure do get a picture in your head of what he's like to play for. But for you, as a player that's had him in two different locations, but obviously right here now in St. Louis for an extended period of time, what's a misconception that people might have of Chief?
I don't know. I think obviously, you see how tough he was, and a guy that play, over 1,000 games playing the way he did. One thing you have to be is a good teammate, and obviously he was, and he expects that of his players. Misconception, I'm not sure, but I just from talking to him, he wants guys to be selfless, and we all know it. It takes everyone in our locker room to win, and if guys are going off the kind of on their own program, he's very good at trying to reel guys back in. So, I don't know about misconception or not, but he just wants guys to be good teammates, and that's how he was when he played.
Brayden, we know you're a busy man. Thank you for the time. Congratulations to you and your wife on the second, and we look forward to watching you guys throughout the course of the season, and we're going to see you in a couple of weeks here as the Blues have their event, the Blues and Brews, coming up at the end of the month, so I'm sure we'll talk to you then too.
Yes, I will be there. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me, and anytime.
It's our pleasure. Thank you, Brayden.
All right, Schenner, I'll let you buy me a beer that night, buddy. Thanks.
No problem, guys.
See ya. Schenn, a couple of times there, Jamie, I thought that was interesting when we started asking him about Berube. Did you notice he brought it up not once but twice? It's up to the players.
Yeah.
He goes, and he's right. He's right. But I thought that, for a leader, somebody that is very aware, knowing what happened last year, to bring it up multiple times, to say it's on us in this locker room to get it done. That is the
ultimate leader.
It is.
It's the ultimate leader. Go back through the chain of captains here in the last little bit, and I'm not saying that Schenn will be the captain. I said this to Randy Kerber this morning. We were chatting for the 101 on Sports. It's going to air on Fox 2.
Nice.
But I said captains aren't defined by a letter on their jersey. And most of the time, guys who get upset that they're not wearing the C don't deserve it then. Because if that's what your reward is, then you're really not truly a leader. You're a pretender. You're pretend leading so you get the letter and get the recognition.
Right.
Guys like Schenner aren't pretenders. And he doesn't care what the hell is on his jersey. The blue note is all he cares about. And he wants to win hockey games. He was not happy with him, and a lot of other players were not happy with the way last season went. And he knows it's on the players. There's only so much the coaches can do. They give you the recipe, and if you go and screw up and you don't cook everything the right way, that's on you, man.
No doubt.
So it's good to hear that.
In about 15 minutes, we are going to have our Sports Six-Pack. So if you have a question, you can send it into the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. Again, the Sports Six-Pack coming up in about 15 minutes. Tonight, you got Lions, you got Chiefs right here on 101 ESPN. So you can tune in if you're driving around tonight and you might miss at least part of the game. We got you covered right here on 101 ESPN as the Chiefs and the Lions kick off the 2023 season. Braves, Cardinals tonight. We got a lineup, so we'll play a lineup game next on 101 ESPN.
If you're in the market for replacement windows, please visit my friends at Window World. They are preferred window of your St. Louis Blues. First and foremost, Window World cares about the customer. They know they have a great product, and we'll talk about that in a second. But the customer service is at the top of the list for them. They check all of their reviews, and if you're unhappy, they want to find out why, what went wrong, and they want to fix it. They care about people here in St. Louis. That's why in just over 20 years of business in the St. Louis area, they have over 70,000 customers. You don't do that by accident. Now, to the product. They've got a double-strength glass that you just don't find in ordinary replacement windows. You know, those thin ones where you can feel the summer heat coming through and the winter cold coming through and your money disappearing out of your wallet because you're paying for all that. No, go with a great product that offers you a lifetime warranty that'll cover all the parts, the glass breakage, and the labor. Window World right now still offering 18 months same as cash financing with approved credit. So don't wait any longer. Call them over there. Tell them Jamie Rivers sent you. That number is 314-993-1800. That's 314-993-1800. Or look them up at windowworld.com.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals pick up an 11-6 win last night in Atlanta. They'll be back in action tonight as Adam Wainwright takes them out looking for win number 199. They'll go up against Max Fried. It's the Cards and the Braves. 6:20 first pitch. We just talked with Blues forward Brayden Schenn. If you missed that interview, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the mobile app. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We have our pitching matchup. And we also have the lineup that's coming your way next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff. Find new roads and shop 24/7 at londoff.com and londoffautoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
Cardinals looking to open up another can on the Braves tonight.
Do I hear a sweep? Huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ah!
A can of
Absolutely.
what? Like a can of peaches?
Can of peach.
Peaches.
A can of peaches.
How did that song go? Peaches.
Peaches.
The Justin Bieber song?
Peaches for me.
No.
Ryder's singing it in my ears.
Yeah, I get right now. I can't hear it.
With what he's singing, I feel like I've never heard the song before in my life.
Are you talking about the Bieber song?
No, it's the presidents of the United States sing Peaches.
You've never heard that song? Millions of peaches.
No.
Peaches for me.
Oh, I think maybe I have.
It's an older song.
Peaches.
It's just basically, it's like a Beyonce song. They just repeat. They just repeat the word peaches over and over again. Okay, here we go. Max Fried, huh? He's a left-hander,
Oh,
Jamie.
boy, that changes
The old
everything.
LHP.
Well, we got 5 guys who aren't playing then for sure.
That's correct.
They're not allowed to hit.
That's correct. Let's go with Tommy Edman.
Hang on, Anthony. I'm updating my LHP.
All right, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Tommy Edman. Show
us Tommy Edman.
Tommy likey. Tommy want wingy.
All right. Goldie.
Is that your name?
It's Goldie.
Yeah.
Show us. Mr. Paul Goldschmidt, please.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, Gold. Anthony, we got to get him off his feet.
Why?
Because, it's a scheduled day off. That's their new thing. It's their new thing.
So who the hell is hitting
One of
second?
the only friggin' guys I want to watch on this team. And we're giving him a scheduled day off. But guess what? He's going to have the whole offseason off. And it's coming sooner than later.
Literally in like a couple of weeks. Yeah.
You know what? Free Goldie. Let him play.
You got to get him off his feet for next year.
Why?
Save the bullets.
You're trading him anyways.
True. That's true. Let's not get him hurt.
All right.
We need pitching.
Tyler O'Neill.
Oh, whoa.
Well, he was off his feet yesterday. He's had plenty of...
So he just goes to the 2-hole?
Oh, yeah. When you're well rested, you go right after the 2-hole aggressively.
Go ahead. I like it.
Show us. Tyler O'Neill.
Okay.
See? He was there a couple of games ago, too. That's the only... This book of lineups that I have here has every freaking lineup.
Okay, so when he hit second a couple of days ago, who was hitting third?
Well, Anthony, glad you asked.
Let's check that for us, please.
I'm going to go through here and check.
Because it might be an indication of who's hitting third tonight.
It may or may not be, because Arenado, it was Goldie hitting third.
I say we go right back to that then, because Ollie typically uses similar lineups.
The last left-handed pitcher that we faced.
Yeah.
Okay. So I keep good records, Anthony. We went Edman, O'Neill, Goldie, Arenado. That's what the top 4.
I say we do that again.
All right.
I don't think Ollie shakes up his lineups that much.
If this happens, then all we have to do from now on is take this sheet and the one from yesterday and just pin them up and go, lefty.
Cross out some guys that might be banged up a little bit. And pace.
Yes.
Okay.
Show us Paul Goldschmidt.
Gold! Rich with gold! Gold!
Yeah.
With your notes and my idea to run it back, Jamie.
Yep.
This is gold now for us.
It is. All right. Well,
So who's
Ollie,
next?
we're on to you.
Right on, Jamie, right on.
Thank you, Janet. Love hearing Janet.
So this is Nolan?
No, this is your guy.
Marshy, would you please show us? Nolan Arenado.
Nolan is a security guard at the lumber yard.
Now, the next one gets interesting because on my former sheet, it had Contreras as the DH in the 5 spot. I could see that happening again with Waino on the bump.
Yeah, but has he played the last 2 games? Contreras has.
Yeah, but he's caught.
Exactly. So, oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do it.
Show us that big Willie.
What a shame.
It is. We really like it. Okay.
Who is 6 in that lineup?
Gorman against the lefty, too. Although that kid's raking right now. Yeah, I think Gorman plays today. Is he there? I don't know, but I think he plays.
Okay. All right. So what else? Who else do we have here? Could be Walker.
Walker was 8th in that game, but he's been
raking. I say Walker.
Okay.
Let's walk it like it's hot.
Let's walk it like it's hot, please.
Show us. Walk it like it's hot.
Walk it like it's hot. Walk it like it's hot.
Now do you go Gorman?
I think you do go Gorman. He was 6th last time, and he has been absolutely murdering baseballs.
I love it.
Show us Stormin Gorman.
You're wrong.
I don't like Janet's voice as much when she does it that way. Sorry, Janet. I love you still, but I just don't like when you say we're wrong.
Jamie, let's pause here for a second, okay?
Calling timeout.
Calling a timeout. Calling a first timeout.
We'd like a timeout, please.
We just got a gift here in that Contreras is not in this lineup. So we know that Kisner is going to be.
Why would you say it like that? He hit a bomb yesterday. That's not a gift, not having that guy's bat in your
It's
lineup.
a gift for us putting the lineup game together.
How do we know he's not in the lineup?
Because he hasn't. Has he ever batted below 5?
Well, he wouldn't after the way he hit the ball yesterday.
No. So I don't think he's in this lineup. So Kisner's somewhere in this lineup. Wynn is somewhere in this lineup.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we need?
Well,
outfielders.
Burleson, he won't be in there. Newt's going to play. He's here somewhere. Newt. He has to be. Who's your outfield? You got Edmund right now in center field. O'Neill.
And O'Neill and Walker. I think we need I think we still need a second
or is
baseman.
Edmund playing second base?
I think he's your center fielder. I think Gorman's still in this lineup somewhere. Kisner's somewhere in this lineup. Wynn is somewhere in this lineup. And then we got a bit of a wild card because we don't know who the DH is.
Is it Palacios? Not the DH, but is he in this lineup somewhere?
He might be. He could be the wild
Like, is
card.
Walker the DH?
Who did we just try? Gorman?
Yeah.
I don't think it would be Kisner here. It's not Wynn. This is our wild card. Whoever it is, it's our wild card.
I still think it's a Newt.
Okay, go ahead. Try it.
Now I'm nervous. All right. Hang on.
I don't know who else it would be. I don't think he bats Kisner this high. I don't think he bats Wynn this high. We just tried Gorman. So whoever this is a bit of a wild card. Your wild card options would be Palacios.
That's high in the order for him, though.
Right. Who did you
Although
say?
Palacios did lead off a couple of games.
You said Newt.
He did lead off a couple of games. I can go back in my notes and show you.
Who else is on this roster that we haven't mentioned? Baker. Luke Baker is still on this roster. Fermin.
Is he your second baseman? But he's not going to get 6, is he?
I think we should try Newt, and if it's not Newt, then I think we should.
Kisner.
Yeah.
All right. Show us Lars Nootbaar.
No.
Show us the captain, Andrew Kisner. Okay, I'm running downhill now, Anthony.
Baker.
I'm panicking. No, Luke Baker.
It's not Palacios. We just tried Gorman, Kisner, Newt. It's not going to be Wynn. It's not going to be Fermin.
Is Goldie DHing and Baker's at first base?
It might be.
Show us Rube Baker, please.
Wow. That was rough.
Yeah, it was ugly.
But we.
Oh, Peter.
What did he? What? Never mind. I don't want to know.
Wow, Peter.
Family Guy there. Okay.
Baker Street
So
Sacks.
this would be Andrew Kisner according to my records.
Okay. Yeah.
Show us the captain, please. Son of a.
This is Gorman. I think Baker's at first. Goldie's your DH. We've already got our outfielders, so this is going to be Gorman at second.
Go ahead.
Show us Nolan Gorman.
There's a storm coming out.
Now Kisner, then Wynn.
Slow down.
No, I didn't say show me.
You get mad at Andrew all the time because he's not fast enough, and then you're just blitzing him.
I didn't say show me. I was verbalizing it with you, my partner.
It's all right. I picked up the blitz.
Yeah, you did. He's fine. He's in mid-season form already.
I don't ever doubt it.
I think, Jamie, this is
not
Kisner and then Wynn. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right, Anthony. I never said you weren't. Did I?
No.
Oh, zip
No.
it then. Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, show us Andrew Kisner.
I'm the captain now.
Second of all, let's not point fingers, okay?
I didn't point anything.
Let's not point fingers.
I didn't
You're
point.
a problem.
Well,
You're a big
okay,
problem.
As you point at me. All right, Anthony.
I think he's pointing at Mike Ryder.
Show us.
Be tough picking up your teeth with broken fingers.
Mason Wynn.
All I do is win, no matter what.
All right. Whew. Run it, Marsh, please.
Wow.
Good thing I kept records.
We thought we were smart. We're like,
so happy.
Copy and paste.
I'm smarter than the game.
Rinse and repeat. I don't think so.
Burn this thing now.
All right, let's see what we got going on here tonight as the Cards look to get the sweep. Leading off in center field, Tommy Edman batting second and left. Tyler O'Neill batting third, the DH, Paul Goldschmidt. Your cleanup hitter, third baseman, Nolan Arenado. Batting fifth in right field, Jordan Walker. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Lucan Baker. Batting seventh, second baseman, Nolan Gorman. Batting eighth, the catcher, Andrew Kisner. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Mason Wynn.
Back. Stay fair! Stay fair!
Go foul!
I don't believe what I just saw!
Home run.
Okay, Jamie, who do you got for a home run?
I don't know yet.
Marsh, who do you got for a home run?
Oh, you're asking.
Jordan Walker.
Why do you do that?
Sorry.
Why
I'm
do you
going to
do that?
take Nolan Arenado. Go ahead, Jamie.
I was supposed to pick first.
Well, you got to be quicker than that. You paused. Was that
Really?
Fred Flintstone?
No, is that
No.
dude from the
Fred
Geico
Flintstone.
commercial?
Say it again.
You got to be quicker than that.
Fred Flint, you thought it was a great kazoo?
You're thinking
No.
of the
Or maybe Barney. That's who I was thinking
Yeah,
of.
thinking of-
Barney.
Barney was, hey, Fred.
Hey, Fred. Yeah. Do it the first. Do it how you did it the first time.
What was Barney's last name?
Rubble.
Yeah. Who'd you think was hotter, Betty or Wilma?
Wilma.
You liked Wilma?
Probably
I don't know. I
Wilma.
just wanted
I
to
thought
say
Betty was sneaky hot.
She was
that
sneaky
little
hot.
blue bow in her
Yeah.
hair.
Yeah.
It got me.
Yeah.
Anthony, actually, you
Got
like
me in the
dinosaurs so much, you wanted the pet dinosaur.
Dino.
Yeah, Dino.
Yeah. Dino.
Yeah.
Bam Bam. Whole gang. There at the.
Why do you call him Bam Bam? Bam Bam.
Yeah, the bat. That's smart.
Oh, that's why.
Let's get this kid a bat.
Let's give him a violent
Yeah.
Yeah.
instrument to just smash on
Made
the
out of
floor.
wood.
And let him play with our daughter, Pebbles. Mm-hmm.
Now,
He's got this big bat. He's
Yeah.
playing with my daughter. I'm not okay with that.
when
Some
you
of the worst parenting you're ever going to see.
that question that you just asked, are we talking about the cartoon version or the live action movie version?
Oh, the cartoon, of course.
Cartoon.
Okay.
The original. Come on, Marcy.
Absolutely. Just making sure.
Jamie, who's your home run call?
I don't even know where we're at right now. Who did you guys pick?
Marsh took Walker.
I took Walker. Anthony took Texas Ranger.
Who? Kisner?
Nolan Arenado.
Oh,
He took Nolan.
okay.
What?
It
I'm
took
gonna
me a
go-
second. I got it.
I'm not that young.
Walker.
Texas Ranger.
Texas Ranger.
I'm going to go with RL Chalk. It bit us in the butt last night. I'm not going to let it happen again. Although every
call.
time I pick Gold, he goes 0 for like 12.
Yeah.
We need him
sense.
tonight too. With we're trying to get 199 tonight, and Jamie
Yeah, we are.
is trying to hinder that by picking Paul Goldschmidt.
All right, are we about to learn how important play calling is in the NFL? I think so. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Johnny Londoff and the Londoff family never cease to amaze me. I just got done purchasing another vehicle with the Londoff family, and I can tell you this, Johnny Londoff on vacation down in Florida, helping me get the deal done. His son, Johnny Londoff, the third man in the ship here. They did a fantastic job. Any question that I had, they had answers for. They worked and worked and worked to get me the best price, and just an amazing experience once again. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle, please call my friends over at Londoff Chevrolet. They got two great locations. The original one in Florissant, Missouri, and the other one right there in St. Peter's, right off of Highway 70, the Londoff Autoplex. As far as getting top dollar for your trade-in, this is guaranteed. No questions asked. You're going to get the money for your trade-in vehicle. And the service centers are state-of-the-art. And I go back to the customer service and the stress-free process of just getting online, getting pre-approved. It took like an hour and a half when we were done. It was an amazing experience, and I highly suggest you call Johnny Londoff and the Johnny Londoff Chevrolet team. If you can't get there in person, get there online at londoff.com or londoffautoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
Johnny Londoff Chevrolet.
ESPN's parent company, Disney, has been unable to reach a market-based agreement with Charter Communications to keep its channels on their cable system / their streaming service. You probably have seen the note over the last 24 to 48 hours. As a result, Spectrum TV customers, well, they've lost access to ESPN and Disney's unrivaled sports, entertainment, and family programming from the ESPN networks, the Disney-branded channels, Freeform, the FX networks, and the National Geographic channels. Don't worry, though. ESPN's got you covered. Customers can go to keepmynetworks.com. Again, keepmynetworks.com for alternate choices, including DirecTV Stream, Hulu Plus Live TV, YouTube TV, Fubo, and more, all of which can be activated immediately without a service call. So tonight starts the NFL season, and you can get registered, by the way, to play our NFL Pick'em Challenge against the Rizzuto Show. You can take on us. You can take on the Riz Show each and every week. Go to 101ESPN.com, sign up to play the Pick'em Challenge, and then, again, you can take on us. You can take on the Rizzuto Show, the Fastlane Riz Show, throwing down all football season long in the Pick'em Challenge. Get signed up to play at 101ESPN.com. It's all courtesy of Bud Light. Tonight, Chiefs, Lions. You don't have different play callers tonight, Jamie, although you do have a new offensive coordinator in Kansas City, who's Matt Nagy. He was in Kansas City prior to that. He got hired by the Bears, whatever. It's Andy Reid's.
Is that really a change?
It's Andy Reid's offense, and he's going to continue to call plays. And it's going to be interesting tonight to see what he does without Travis Kelce, potentially. We don't know if he's in or out, but it doesn't look good for Kelce. But, Jamie, I was thinking about this. You know how I feel about play calling and how big the offensive coordinator is and how big the system and the quarterback and the marriage between the two is important in the league. But when you look at this year specifically, I think you can make the case that the play caller, whether it's the OC or the head coach, is going to have a profound impact on several teams. Washington is one of them, with Eric Bieniemy now going from Kansas City to the Commanders.
I'm interested to see how that shapes up, because he really doesn't have a good team over there.
No, he's got a quarterback that's in his second year, but a first time as a starter in Sam Howell.
Way better than the head coach thought he was. And actually, had he known he was this good, he would have changed early.
How does Ron Rivera not get fired immediately? You're sitting there, you're an owner. Or new ownership, really. It's new ownership. And you're sitting there and you listen to your head coach say, who knew? Who knew that the quarterback could play? Wish I put him in last year. Dude, you're the head coach.
I just about lost my lunch. When I read that, I was like, what are we doing here? Even if it's true, don't tell the media. Say something like, man, he's really worked on his game, and what a difference from last year, Don't say, if I would have just known about this guy. We would have been a playoff team, even though I eliminated us when we were still mathematically available.
You're not Johnny Commander fan from Landover talking about, I went to a practice. I saw this guy could play. Who knew? You're the head freaking coach. Mm-hmm. Anyways, so you got Eric Bieniemy taking over. I think Ken Dorsey in his second year with Buffalo, a lot of heat's on him, too, because Brian Dable did a remarkable job with the Giants last year, did a hell of a job getting Josh Allen pro-ready.
Yep.
And now Ken Dorsey takes over. It looked real good until the weather started to change, and then things started to go off the rails. So you got him as a new play caller. You've got the Justin Fields MVP hype, although I think that's ridiculous. So you're looking at the Bears and what you can do now to open up that play calling. Indianapolis with Shane Steichen and Anthony Richardson. Whether or not Shane Steichen who helped Jalen Hurts have a remarkable season last year. Can he get Anthony Richardson going? Frank Reich is in Carolina now with Bryce Young. You've got a bunch of different play callers that could make a profound impact in various spots in the NFL, and I didn't cover all of them.
I think you omitted the biggest one, to be honest.
Mike McCarthy in Dallas?
No, Baltimore.
Oh, yeah, Todd Monken, absolutely. You're right. We spent months talking about that. You're right.
Like, I'm anxious to find out if it was the play calling or the player. Mm-hmm. I say that all the time. Is it the play caller or the player?
Where are you, though? Because it's a good question. I've been steadfast that it was Greg Roman and his scheme that put the handcuffs on Lamar, and Lamar did more for that offense than what the scheme would allow. So I think Lamar's going to have an MVP season this year if he stays healthy.
So before I give you my opinion on this, I got to ask you a question because you watch a lot of the tendencies for the quarterbacks way closer than I do. Mm-hmm. What do you think of, or how do you feel about Lamar's ability to identify pass coverage?
I think he's going to do.
No, what have you seen?
What have I seen?
Yeah.
I have seen that he is better in the middle of the field, diagnosing linebackers and safeties as opposed to corners on the outside.
Okay.
I think he does a great job of diagnosing the play in front of him as opposed to scanning. So a lot of quarterbacks are like that. But I think he does a great job of he terrorizes linebackers with his mobility and his eyes. And I think he does the same thing with safeties. When they ask him to start to throw outside the numbers, I think that's where things get a little haywire.
Okay, but isn't that the biggest problem then? Because
we're about to find out, to your point.
So again, the player or the play calling. Mm-hmm. So now, was the play calling orchestrated because they knew all of these things? And now, if they expand the playbook and he's expected to throw outside the numbers and he can't identify, can't pick up things, can't read the coverages properly, it could be a disaster.
So I could also turn it a little bit. It's a great question, and I can't wait to find out. But if I turn it a little bit and say, all right, you watch Kyle Shanahan's offense, you watch some of these other offenses, and these guys are open. Like Travis Kelce. How does Travis Kelce get so wide open at times?
Well, he's a pretty good player.
Still, the defense is like, hey, let's throw, do we have 11 guys out there? Let's put all 11 on him and see what happens, right? But there are plays that design him open.
Yeah.
I think Baltimore just ran this flat high school style. I don't even want to degrade high school offenses because they're more creative. Like a lot of it's just mirror routes. The X and the Y are doing the same thing on each side. And defense, it just became so predictable that Lamar was a sitting duck a lot. And I think Todd Monken will do a lot more motion, a lot more plays. So it doesn't have to be throw outside the numbers as much as can Lamar dot somebody on the hash mark and have that receiver take it outside.
Yeah.
I think it's got to open up the playbook. But to your overall point, we're going to find out.
I'm just intrigued to see if it was the play calling or the player.
Yeah.
I hope it was the play calling because I think Lamar is a hell of a talented quarterback, and I'd like to see him be able to succeed with a good offensive coordinator.
I think you will. We'll find out, though. All right. Does Dakota Hudson work as your fifth starter for next season?
Oh, boy, we're back to this?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We'll talk about it. Next on 101 ESPN.
Ugh.
So you've probably seen it. You've seen the message over there on your TV. Jamie said it to me immediately yesterday. He's like, can you believe this? Well, guess what? ESPN's parent company, again, as you probably know, Disney has been unable to reach a market-based agreement with Charter Communications to keep its channels on their cable system and their streaming service. Well, as a result, Spectrum TV customers have lost access to ESPN and Disney's unrivaled sports, entertainment, and family programming from the ESPN networks, from the Disney-branded channels, from Freeform, the FX networks, and the National Geographic channels. Don't worry, though. Customers can go to keepmynetworks.com. Again, keepmynetworks.com for alternate choices, including DirecTV Stream, Hulu Plus Live TV, YouTube TV, Fubo, and more. All of this can be activated immediately without a service call.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm trying to keep the ball on the ground for the most part, and it was just they're making adjustments quick, back and forth, and I felt like Wilson kind of guided me through most of it, but just kind of things to learn for going forward and being a little bit quicker with those adjustments to where I can stay ahead of them.
So that was Dakota Hudson following last night's game.
Did you hear what he said there?
Talking about Wilson Contreras.
What? I didn't think this guy was capable of catching in the majors, let alone
apparently
having somebody listen to what he says.
Who knew, right? Who knew?
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Wilson, congratulations, man.
Right.
You're making big strides.
We're talking about Wilson Contreras. He's been in the league for about 2 years or so.
One day, maybe he'll be good enough to win a championship.
Well, let's pump the brakes on that. You never want to put that on a guy.
Yeah. I mean, he maybe wouldn't be here, but.
Hey, we have your chance right now to score a pair of tickets to see Guns N' Roses with special guest The Pretenders this Saturday night at Busch Stadium. Tickets for the show are now on sale, and you can get 4 select tickets for just $90. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/gunsandroses. You can also find a bonus chance to win tickets at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 ESPN mobile app. But here's your question for the day. And if you have the correct answer and you're the 101st texter to 314-399-9646, you're going to win free tickets to go see Guns N' Roses on Saturday night. We know about, of course, the riot at Riverport here in St. Louis. Guns N' Roses were also a part of a riot up in Montreal.
Yes, they were.
Back in the day. I don't know, it was the 80s or 90s, late 80s, early 90s.
I just remember because it was like hour and a half from where I was at.
There, people that follow Guns N' Roses know the story.
Oh, yeah.
So you would also know who they were opening for.
In Montreal.
In Montreal. Which band was Guns N' Roses opening for in Montreal when they had the riot in Canada? 101st texter with the correct answer. 314-399-9646. We'll get the tickets to go see Guns N' Roses on Saturday night at Busch Stadium. Okay, so.
Yeah.
Let's have the Dakota Hudson conversation.
No, it's not.
He is 5-1 over his last 7 starts.
Yeah.
There are Cardinals fans that will point to that and say, hey, he deserves a shot to be in the rotation next year as a 5th starter.
Right, Marshy?
Marshy loves wins and losses for a pitcher.
Yeah.
Hey, they're
either win the
winning
game or you
ball
lose the
games.
game. Absolutely.
His teammates like him.
Yes.
They score runs for him. It's also a statistic on advancedstatistics.com /MLB/Dakota Hudson.
Actually, don't go to that.
Right.
Just my opinion.
Marsh went to I'mRight.com.
Yes.
Found those statistics. Got himself lined up. There are more than just Marsh Cardinals fans that are Marsh that will point to that and say, hey, he deserves a shot. He does. He does deserve a chance to be in the mix in spring training to win the fifth starter job. Of course he does. But if you take a deeper dive, guys, it's this is not sustainable.
No.
He still gave up 5 runs, guys.
He's got a low strikeout rate.
He walked more than he struck out.
But his teammates like him.
He's got
I'll tell you this, though.
That aside,
he is throwing strikes. Oddly enough, out of 88 pitches, he threw 57 strikes.
Let's just go over these 7 starts. That's 41 2/3 innings for Dakota Hudson. Yes, he's 5-1. Yes, his teammates like him. Clearly, they're producing runs for him. Mm-hmm. He's got a low strikeout rate, a high walk rate. He's fine keeping the ball somewhat in the yard. He keeps the ball on the ground for the most part. 8
ground ball outs yesterday.
Okay. ERA of 4.54, not great. He's got a fielding independent percentage, which is a better marker than ERA in terms of how the pitcher is performing. Regardless of everything else, how is that pitcher performing in that ballpark? His FIP is 5.90. It reads just like ERA. So if you're like, I don't care with the advanced numbers, it reads just like ERA. 5.90. If that was his ERA, we wouldn't have a conversation. But that's his FIP, which is a better marker than the ERA. It's not great. 5-1. That's fantastic. Got a lot of run support. Like you said, Jamie, he throws strikes. He goes his 5 innings. Okay.
It's not good enough.
You can.
He's been going like 6 innings.
Okay, 5 or 6 innings.
At least he's getting into the 6th inning.
Spend the damn money and get a guy in here that's going to come in and be an upgrade in this rotation. Find three guys this offseason to upgrade this rotation, and then you can have guys like Dakota Hudson and whoever waiting in the wings.
Is he the guy, though, if they need to fall back on somebody like this year we talked about in the office, like the first guy they needed to go to was Jake Woodford. Is he the best option? Let's say they do go out and get 3 starters and then someone ends up getting injured because it's, professional sports and it happens. Is he that first guy to make the start? Is he the 6th starter of 2024?
I like him better than Jake Woodford.
Okay.
I do not like him better than Zach Thompson.
Correct. That's where I go. To me, there's an order here to the available spot. We'll call it the top tier for starter number 5. For me, it goes Zach Thompson. Then it would go to Dakota Hudson, and then Matthew Liberatore.
See, I in my opinion, I don't know if Dakota Hudson plays well in the bullpen. He walks too many batters, like you said. Yes, you could bring him in to get a ground ball. That could work. You do that now with Andre Palante. It seems like he can't get anybody out these days.
Tough year for him.
But you look at Zach Thompson, he was pretty nasty in the bullpen as well. So I wonder how you do that. Will you put these guys in the bullpen at the start of next year, or do you have them waiting in the wings down in Memphis?
Yeah, see, I would use Dakota Hudson in the pen for exactly what you said in terms of ground ball rate. He's got out of the guys that have thrown, have thrown a lot over the last month plus. So since August 1st, he's got the highest ground ball rate out of that group. So that group would be Zach Thompson, Drew Rom, Liberatore, Wainwright, Michaelis, and then Steven Matz. But obviously Steven Matz only threw 12 innings, and that was early last month. But of all those guys, Dakota Hudson's got the highest ground ball rate at 55.4%. I don't look at Dakota Hudson as, let me rephrase this.
He ain't the savior.
The front office needs to get more aggressive with the starting rotation. So let's just leave Dakota Hudson out of it and just say this front office needs to be aggressive with landing multiple starting pitchers, and you could still give Dakota Hudson an opportunity next spring to compete.
I would argue that there's another guy out there that is not very old that you could also give a chance to. Like somebody else's project from another team that has more stuff and put him in this kind. I just don't see it, guys. I just don't see it. Zach Thompson, to me, when I watch him pitch, although he's still a 4 innings type guy, he'll build up more and maybe they'll show more confidence in him. To me, his stuff plays better.
He's got that same group that I just mentioned. He's got the highest strikeout rate.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not saying much because none of these guys are strikeout guys.
But it is saying something because this is what you're currently dealing with. And now we're talking about throwing Dakota Hudson back into the mix. Fine. Throw him in the mix for an opportunity. But, like, I want to see McGreevy. I want to see Graceffo. I want to see Tink Hens. I want to see Liberatore. I want to see some of these other young arms. I want to see these guys compete next year. Drew Rom, put him in the boiler, too. Here you go. Put everybody in the pot. And just one guy will come out of there and be my guy. And, in fact, I'm still going to go sign another guy from somewhere else to compete with this group as well. Because your bullpen needs a lot of help next year, and some of these arms might end up in your bullpen because your bullpen was atrocious this year as well.
You know what Dakota Hudson, the pitcher, is? Not Dakota Hudson, the person. I don't know who the person. You know
Vanilla ice cream?
You know who he is as the pitcher?
Oh.
He's the rom-com.
Hey, rom-coms are good.
He's like,
I love a good rom-com.
Rom-com, it's fine.
Drew Rom?
No, not Drew Rom. No. Hey, you sit down, you watch a rom-com, you're like, okay, this isn't bad. A couple of decent moments, but we all know how it ends,
do you
guys.
like the rom-coms?
We all know how it ends.
How does it end?
It just ends with the same. It's the same ending.
You know what?
Every movie.
There isn't
every
necessarily
rom-com.
an ending, right? I mean, like there's an ending, like it's like we broke up, and we're gonna get back together here in the last 2 minutes of the movie and walk down the road together.
Right.
You're like, well, what happens next? Did they?
Did
they get back
Dakota
together?
Hudson, the pitcher. It's fine. Got a couple of nice moments. End of the movie, you're like,
all I know is he's
saw that
6-1. They've won 6 games with him.
The Cardinals are 6-1 when he pitches.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, I take a lot of value in that.
I do. Sorry, Andrew.
That means they're playing.
Yeah.
They're playing good ball.
Okay.
You can keep them on your team. Okay?
Do you guys not like winning? Clearly you don't.
Well, we
Clearly,
do. Have you seen?
Clearly, you don't.
Have you seen?
What are you
this
talking
season?
about?
Clearly, you don't, Marsh.
He's the only guy that's go on the mound and
We're
they win
trying
a
to
game.
upgrade. Jamie, what Jamie and I are trying to do, we're
disgusted
trying
with
to upgrade this starting rotation.
Hold on a
You're
second.
trying to keep us
Yeah.
No, I'm not
right
saying
here where we are.
Just be patient, Marshy. Just
I
say
am
it.
not saying that this guy needs to be your 5th starter.
You're fighting.
That's
like hell for
exactly
him.
what you're saying.
No, I'm just saying out of all of these other guys, like he deserves, in my opinion, he has the most tenure here. He actually goes on the mound. They win games when he pitches, which to me says a lot. They're winning games. He's keeping them in games. Whether, he's giving up.
They hung. How many runs did they hang on the board last night?
5.
7?
5 on him.
We're talking about one game here, but you understand what I'm saying.
The Cardinals. How many did they score last night in the first 3 innings?
The first 3 innings? I don't know. What was it, 7?
It's about 112, right?
112.
The first 3 innings, they scored 6 runs.
Okay.
Marshy. I don't understand why
I don't get it.
you're angry with
Because
Cardinals fans.
I'm not. Whoa.
You know?
Every other pitcher,
You're gonna hurt their souls talking
Listen,
the way they are.
okay, we're gonna throw away the statistics, right? Throw away the statistics. When I watch, at least from the last month, every other pitcher in this rotation, right? I have no idea what I'm going to get from them.
That's why we don't want
When
this
Dakota
rotation.
Hudson goes out, I understand that. When Dakota Hudson pitches, I'm like, they might win tonight
No, you
because of
Marsh.
No, you don't.
We're gonna
that's how I feel.
You don't believe that.
That's
When he's on the
exactly
bump,
how.
You don't go, oh, yeah, tonight is a win night.
I absolutely do.
We're gonna get to Chris Kerber. You're gonna clean up your attitude, Marsh. We're gonna talk to Chris Kerber next.
Unbelievable.
I want to win ESPN.
Swiss Air Heating and Cooling and our guy Ron, the Wizard of Comfort. Well, they're always up to something great. That is, right now, upgrade your home comfort system and you get instant rebates and tax credits totaling up to $5,000 plus, Anthony, 60 months with 0% finance.
60 months, 0% financing. 60 months, you don't have to worry about the financing aspect of a new HVAC system, courtesy of Swiss
You get the
Air.
new HVAC system.
Exactly, which is incredible, by the way. Jamie, you had a service call earlier this year. We had a full HVAC replacement. We went with Swiss Air. I had heard Jamie talk about Swiss Air and said, hey, let's line up some bids. Let's make sure Swiss Air is in the mix. And Jamie, they absolutely blew us away with their warranty, their customer service, the pricing, all that. They beat everybody out that we talked to. And we talked to about 5 companies, Swiss Air and the Ron the Wizard of Comfort. They will take care of you. And you don't want to be that person in the middle of December here in St. Louis needing a heating system. So call Ron right now.
Call Ron. Tell him that Anthony and Jamie sent you in. It's pretty easy, too. It's easy to remember. 636-500-COOL. 636-500-COOL. You call over there. You get the #1 customer service available in town. You get a great product. Again, call them at 636-500-COOL or visit them at SwissAirSTL.com.
Well, we've been reminding you throughout the course of the day that if you are a Spectrum TV customer, you're probably not happy right now. You're not happy with Charter Communications. That's because ESPN's parent company, Disney, they've been unable to reach a market-based agreement with Charter to keep the channels on their cable system and their streaming service. As a result, Spectrum TV customers have lost access to ESPN and Disney's unrivaled sports, entertainment, and family programming from the ESPN networks, the Disney-branded channels, Freeform, the FX networks, and the National Geographic channels. Customers can go to keepmynetworks.com, keepmynetworks.com for alternate choices, including DirecTV Stream, Hulu Plus Live TV, YouTube TV, Fubo, and more, all of which can be activated immediately without a service call. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to our celebrity line. We're going to chat with our guy, Chris Kerber, voice of the Blues, right here on 101 ESPN. Kerbs, welcome in. And what a great day for us here at 101 ESPN and the Blues, announcing a 5-year contract extension to keep the Blues coverage right here on 101 ESPN.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. And, honestly, it didn't take much to renew it, to be honest with you. I don't think Tommy, John, or Steve Chapman and Chris Zimmerman with the Blues would mind me saying that because I think the first 4 years on the station have been fantastic. I think the partnership has been great for both entities. When you hear like organizations talk about partnerships now as part of kind of broadcast deals, which to me are so much more than that, they really are marketing and become really more. You might want to call them in today's world of business synergy deals, right, between two organizations. I really think the one with the Blues and Hubbard and 101 and the whole every station that Hubbard has here, whether it be the Arch, WIL, the Point, KC 101. I frankly think in the last few years has set the bar for teams in the NHL, and we have teams calling us asking how we've done it and what have been the benefits, because it's been good. So a big congratulations to you guys, to Tommy, to John, to everybody, because it really was everybody's effort that made it such a no-brainer of a decision.
Curbs, there's also a lot when you talk about this partnership, there's a lot of opportunity to cross-promote things. And one that's coming up in the next couple of weeks is the Blues and Brews over at the brewery. I know that the Fast Lane's going to be out there broadcasting that day. We're certainly going to talk to a couple of the players that get out there. But, what can people expect if they pick up a ticket and head out to the brewery? What can they expect to see?
Well, first off, if fans haven't been over to the brewery and taken a tour lately, right, or maybe you haven't gone to their Christmas lights or whatever reason that you have not gone in, and you haven't seen the beer garden that's developed over the last few years, or like I said, you just haven't gone on a tour recently, it's going to blow your mind, because they've got such a great venue at the street and the hill, and how you can set up a stage and great viewing from everywhere. And then, there's sides for food tents and trucks and beer and everything that you got it. So first off, I think the layout and the backdrop for this kind of event is awesome. And with the Blues kicking off a new ad campaign of rhythm and blues, and so a big focus kind of on the history of the name of the team, and of course tied into the amazing musical history that the city of St. Louis has. It's fantastic. And back to the partnership we were talking about, Jamie, when you reach out and you've got the iconic stations of KC and then the Point and the Arch and WIL, you're talking about every station that is tied into so many different genres of music. So to have Marquis Knox playing at the brewery, right? To have country artists playing at the brewery, to be bringing beer to fans that are hockey fans and bringing the players out there to talk on stage amidst the fun. It's just going to be a great kickoff to the preseason and the regular season on Friday night, the 22nd.
So, Curbs, what is the one storyline that has you fired up heading into, I don't want to say because it's been the off season, so we'll just kind of call it the preseason. What's the one Blues related storyline that has you fired up right now?
Okay, so I'm getting asked this one a lot, and so it's hard to kind of pick one.
So thanks. I guess I'm not creative, Curbs. I appreciate it.
There you go, Anthony.
Well, here's the thing. Every time I get asked it, I come up with a different one.
That's because you're a pro, Curbs.
Well, no, it's more because there are so many, there's so many things I want to see. But here's one related to Robert Thomas, right? Okay, so if I had to pick a number, and Jamie, let's see with your actually having played the game knowledge, tell me where you think I'm either on track or maybe riding on my own track on this one. But so if somebody came to me and said, hey, look, what's a storyline for Robert Thomas or a number that's going to mean something? I'm going to go with the number 53, and it's actually going to be a percentage. It's 53% on faceoffs. And so follow me here. Everyone's going to look at goals. You're going to say, okay, this guy could be a 20-goal scorer. He has been, right? He had 77 points 2 years ago. Okay. Last year, obviously, with the struggles of the team, that point total dropped, but he was just below 20 and, still in the 60 range. If Robert Thomas, who last year was just below 53% on faceoffs, 52.9, I think it was, if he continues his trend, that was the first year as a pro in the NHL, he's been over 50%. If he continues that trend of getting that database that Steve Ott talks about, learning still more of the nuances on faceoffs that Steve Ott has talked about and continues to teach, and Steve Ott, guys, is flat out one of the absolute best faceoff coaches in the National Hockey League. If he does that, that means that the Blues are going to be winning many more draws in the offensive zone, more important draws in the neutral zone, critical draws in the defensive zone. I think that puck control aspect is going to be so critical to the year in every aspect to help the team defensively, to help the team offensively. And with him basically becoming the team's number one center with the exit of Ryan O'Reilly, If he gets into that rarefied air of 53% or higher, his point totals are going to be there, and that is a huge win for the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah, I agree, Curbs. That's exactly where I was headed to. Not the face-off percentage, but having heard you say that, what it does is it puts Robert Thomas on the ice and in a lot more situations, and those situations, end up in puck touches, which he needs to try and increase his puck touches and the ability to get up to that 90, 95-point plateau, because I think that's the next stepping stone for him. It's not just a point a game. It's getting to that 90, 95 points, and being on the ice more because he's such a good face-off guy can help him do that.
Yeah, and the thing that I hesitate with the point-of-player game thing is while we're seeing a bunch of other teams with guys that can do it, we haven't seen many Blues over the years do it, right? I mean, Tarasenko was, the first to do it. And David Perron really a couple of years ago, but in terms of 81, 82 points or more, you got to go back to Pavel Demitra until that was just recently hit. But in today's National Hockey League, if you're going to compete with the top teams, it's pretty clear that you got to get some guys in that level and in that range. And the most exciting players are there. When you talk to everybody and you hear either former players or teammates of his, they talk about the fact that this young man is still coming. He's still coming. And, man, he's been around this summer. Almost every charity event I've been to in the last month, Robert Thomas has been there representing the Blues. He's not all in on the ice. He's all in off the ice to become a leader in that sense, too. So, does he have the ability? Absolutely. Does Kyrou have the ability? Absolutely. Does Buchnevich have the ability? Those are the three guys that have been the most consistent on the Blues roster the last few years that tell us they have the ability. Man, Jamie, if that happens, you're talking about a team that should be talking playoffs, and that would be a big jump from last year.
Don't forget that you can join us, 101 ESPN and Bud Light, for Blues and Brews Friday evening, September 22nd at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. We talked about this earlier with Curbs. Curbs going to be out there. You get fired up for the Blues season. It's an outdoor street party featuring live music from country music star Chris Lane and local blues musician Marquise Knox. Appearances by blues player and alumni, food trucks, blues merch, 101 ESPN giveaways, and a lot more. Tickets are now on sale. Visit 101ESPN.com for additional event details and to purchase your tickets ahead of Blues and Brews on September 22nd. Curbs, we'll talk to you a couple more times before that, but we are looking forward to seeing you at that event.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Hey, Anthony, call me in 10 minutes. I'll come up with a new storyline I hadn't thought of yet.
Don't worry, Curbs. I'll just ask it to you next week.
Listen, seriously, we'll probably find one between now and then we haven't talked about. There's so many of them.
Well,
have a good weekend, fellas.
As you alluded to and as you noted, that's a good thing. Yeah, you too, Curbs. We appreciate it.
Okay, cheers.
All right, see you. That's Chris Kerber, voice of the Blues, 101 ESPN. Again, if you missed it on the opening drive today, the announcement was made. Blues, us here at 101 ESPN, 5-year contract agreement. You're going to extend this thing for another 5 years. Looking forward to a lot more Blues coverage on your home of the Blues, 101 ESPN. Let's do our NFL division preview for the AFC West ahead of tonight's game between Kansas City and Detroit. And I just saw a note that may give us an indication of whether or not Travis Kelce is going to be in uniform tonight. We'll tell you what that is next on 101 ESPN. If you saw that message on your TV about Charter and ESPN or Disney, you know that Disney was unable to reach an agreement with Charter Communications to keep its channels on their cable system and their streaming service. Don't worry, though. Customers can go to keepmynetworks.com, keepmynetworks.com for alternate choices, including DirecTV, Hulu Plus Live TV, YouTube TV, Fubo, and more. So if you've been wondering about, Spectrum TV customers and whether or not, you lost access to ESPN and Disney's sports, entertainment, and family programming, go to keepmynetworks.com. Alternate choices are there, and all of which can be activated immediately without a service call.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cards pick up a victory last night by a final score of 11-6 over the Atlanta Braves. Adam Wainwright on the mound for the Redbirds going up against Max Fried. First pitch is at 6:20. We talked earlier today with Brayden Schenn and Chris Kerber. If you missed any of those interviews, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check them out on the 101 mobile app. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Tonight, Week 1, Thursday Night Football. We are kicking off the NFL year as the Chiefs will host the Lions. Pre-game for that, 6:30. You can catch all the action right here on 101 ESPN. We're going to dive into our NFL division preview, the AFC West. That's coming your way next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center Update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Time to go around the NFL with a Fast Lane season preview of the AFC West.
Well, I had mentioned that we had a little bit of news for you ahead of tonight's Kansas City and Detroit game. And a lot of people are wondering, Chiefs fans and fantasy football fans, is Travis Kelce going to play? Well, the Kansas City Chiefs just activated a tight end off of their practice squad, Matt Bergman. So he'll be up. He'll be playing tonight. This doesn't mean that Travis Kelce won't play, but this, guys, would be an indication that Travis Kelce might not be able to go. Because if they're bringing up another tight end from their practice squad, not a great time for Travis Kelce. So
I don't even understand why the Chiefs are screwing around with this.
Well, you know how it is, Jamie. It's opening night. Travis Kelce wants to play. So if he's telling you he's good to go,
but I don't care if he wants to play.
Doctors are telling you you're good to go.
I don't care if he wants to play the first game of the season. All I care is that he's there for the playoffs. I mean, honestly, if he's that close to where you're like, yeah, I'm not sure if he can play or not, let him have the week off. Get him to 100% so that you have him for the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Why put him into a situation where it's weak or it's, it's vulnerable, and then he gets it hit or he plants his foot the wrong way or his knee goes the wrong way, and now he's out for the season? Like, I just don't understand it. I like it from the athlete standpoint. I want to play through anything. I get it. But if I'm Andy Reid, I'm like, I don't really care. You're going to just chill out. That'd be my thoughts.
All right, let's talk about the AFC West. Let's start here. Does anybody not have Kansas City winning the division?
I do.
You do have them. Jamie, do you have Kansas City winning the division?
Yes, I do.
So do I. Okay. No surprises there. We've had one surprise every divisional preview thus far.
DJ Dirty Elbows over there.
Marsh had Dallas as the greatest team ever.
I have
a couple of days ago.
You had the Packers there.
I had the Packers.
It's the greatest team ever.
I might have one. It doesn't have to do with the division itself, but the way that I have things lined up with the AFC in general.
So I would venture to guessing you don't have Kansas City winning the conference.
No. Well, I have Baltimore. I have Baltimore.
Oh, that's
winning.
right. Okay.
I had the Chiefs actually as a 4 seed.
Wow. Okay. I don't think they fall that far, but I got Kansas City winning it. Who do you guys have second in this division?
I got the Chargers.
As do I.
Chargers.
Do you have Denver third?
Yep.
No.
Ooh.
You got the Raiders third.
I do.
Okay.
I think that Denver is just in trouble.
Even with our guy Sean Payton?
I don't think Sean Payton's a problem.
Mr. Limited is?
Mr. Limited is going to be the problem. And Sean Payton going off on him the other day, talking about less shaking hands and kissing babies here. How about you focus on football? I'm paraphrasing.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the exact quote. You can find the quote on Twitter or anywhere else, quite honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be a match made in heaven. Sean Payton's kind of a no-nonsense guy, and Russell Wilson seems like he's an all-nonsense guy. Like all his antics, all his craziness, the cringy videos.
He didn't used to be.
The high knees on a plane. And like, dude,
yeah,
I'm over your crap.
He didn't used to be.
How do you know?
Because I remember him with Seattle.
Yeah, but were they just masking it, though, or something? Like, because they were being successful. Maybe they're just like, yeah, you know what? He's a goofball.
I think he's always been a bit of a goofball, but I think he got paid. I think he started to look at some of like the limelight, some of the fame, some of the putting his numbers in context, and now we've seen a different version of Russell Wilson, a worse version of Russell Wilson. But there's early seasons in Seattle, he was much watched football to me. The way he played, but he slowly got away from who he was. All right, so I got the Broncos third and the Raiders fourth.
Yeah,
I think it could be a long year for Vegas.
I do too. I don't know when Jimmy Garoppolo is necessarily going to be back to what we know him to be, and
yeah, I
don't know. I just don't like that situation. Josh McDaniels has never worked as a head coach.
I think the Raiders. You look at some of these divisions, like the Cardinals, I think, are going to have a dreadful year. I think the Rams are going to have a dreadful year. I think the Buccaneers are going to have a dreadful year. Mm-hmm. Colts, same. I don't view the Raiders in the same light as those teams. I think the Raiders are going to give teams some issues week in and week out, but ultimately the talent is going to sink them at the end.
They're going to be the team where the other opposing coach walks up to and says, "You guys play hard."
Yeah.
Which, as an athlete, you
guys gave us a game.
Yeah, you hate to hear that.
Right. As you lose 31-28 for the fourth week in a row.
Yeah.
Dick, that coach you want to punch right in the face.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's what I think the Raiders are going to be. All right.
Where do you guys have the Chiefs in the conference as a whole?
Whoa.
Why'd you call us that?
Well, you guys were being mean to me earlier.
Oh.
Wow. I still have them winning. I still have them being the top seed in the AFC. And then everything having to run through Arrowhead. You've got Mahomes. You've got Reed. I'm not overlooking the Chris Jones situation. I'm not overlooking now the Travis Kelce injury. But that is the best head coach, quarterback combination in that conference, and I'll ride with that. Mahomes and Reed are going to win 13 games on their own.
So I looked at the season where they had and I believe they made it to the Super Bowl that year. And I'm not saying that Kansas City won't win in the playoffs. I just think that they'll be a 12-win team. I looked back a few years ago when that defense was, awful.
Yeah.
They were terrible. And they won 12 games that year.
Yep.
So I still think they can do that. I think some other teams like Jacksonville, I think, can win 13 games. I think Buffalo can maybe win 12 or 13. And I think Baltimore can win 14. Right? So they're all going to be in that range. But for me, I'm putting Kansas City a little bit lower. They'll be the underdogs heading into. I like a good storyline.
Well, after the Super Bowl, I was thinking about that the other day.
I know.
Nobody believed in us. What the hell are you talking about?
They're gonna be like that. Andrew Marsh, he didn't believe.
Yeah, exactly. He had him fourth in the conference. I have KC first. I have Baltimore second, and I think KC and Baltimore will be battling all season long for the top seed in the AFC. Then Jacksonville, and then I took Miami. That was one of my risks. Was Miami and Tua staying healthy. So I got them fourth in the toughest division in that conference.
What about the Chargers? Obviously, we all have them in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think the Chargers. I think Buffalo. Then the Chargers, and then Pittsburgh, because I took Pittsburgh. That was one of my other wild card surprises. So that's my conference. KC, Baltimore, Jacksonville, Miami, your division. Buffalo still gets a wild card, but I think they take a step back this year. I got the Chargers and Justin Herbert. My love for Justin Herbert is it knows no bounds, including those set by Brandon Staley, his head coach. And then I got Pittsburgh as my kind of sleeper wild card team this year. So I don't have the Jets. That'll be a shock to a lot of people. I don't have the Jets. I don't have Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati takes a step back this year.
That's more of a shock than the Jets.
Than the Jets. Mm-hmm. It's different. So the Bengals go to the AFC title game last year. They go to the Super Bowl the year before. It's tough.
You think they're regressing?
3 straight years. What I think is in the NFL, you start to get to, a spot in that third year where changes in the offseason happen. And Cincinnati underwent a lot of change in the offseason, personnel-wise, and things they don't line up as well. So that's my risk there. Anyways, all right, let's move on. We're gonna do our Sports Six Pack next. So 314-399-9646. That's here at Comfort Service text line. If you got a question for us, send it there. Sports Six Pack next in the Fast Line.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is refreshed by Maggie O'Brien's, your go-to Irish pub in St. Louis for over 42 years.
Okay, congratulations to Two Beer Timmy from St. Louis. He won the Guns N' Roses tickets.
Hopefully he's at home.
Yeah, no kidding.
Or with friends who can.
What's his name?
Yeah. Two Beer Timmy. Timmy. St. Louis. He won the tickets to see Guns N' Roses on Saturday.
Do you think he has two beers, one in each hand, or do you think he does the two beers and it's a can, but he has double-decker beer?
Or option 3, do you think it only takes him 2 beers to get buzzed?
Wow.
Because that's what I would call if my buddy Timmy, like every time he drank, I'd go,
it's a good nickname.
Old 2 Beer Timmy's here. Look at this.
Party starts after 2 beers.
Hey, Timmy. Make a rabbit fight a bear, eh, buddy?
Yeah, true. Okay, I get it. No, I think he actually just walks around with 2 beers probably when he's drinking. Yeah. Our trivia question today was, who did Guns N' Roses open for the nights that they rioted in Montreal?
Yes.
Correct answer is
Metallica.
It was Metallica. It was James Hetfield and the boys. So congratulations to Two Beer Timmy.
So we like playing games here, and we like the process of elimination. The 636 makes a great point. 1 in each hand would be double fist Timmy, so we could probably eliminate that.
Yeah.
With 1 in each hand. So I'm leaning more towards.
Timmy.
Yes, I'm leaning more towards what Jamie said.
That you are.
With the two beers.
2 Beer Timmy.
To get a little buzz.
buzz. Yeah.
We still talking about beers?
Oh, always.
Sports Six-Pack time.
Question number 1.
This is a great question. I was watching Hard Knocks this past week, and Aaron Rodgers was doing a little interview and, started talking about maybe some extraterrestrial life. From the 314, this is mainly for Stalter. Did you hear about the Aaron Rodgers UFO sighting, and what did you think?
I didn't hear about it. What do you say?
So I believe he was in New Jersey at the time with one of his former teammates from college, and I think it might have been the night before the draft or that weekend or something, and him and his buddy and his buddy's brother went outside, and they all of a sudden just saw this giant UFO essentially, and it made like a weird noise, and they're kind of looking at each other like, did that just happen? Then all of a sudden 2 fighter jets come flying by, basically chasing the thing. And they said they were by like a nuclear power plant, and that UFOs usually are hanging around those power plants. I mean, very convincing story. And it was the moment he was like, I started really digging into this stuff. I think that was the inception of what we know now as Aaron Rodgers.
So let me get this straight. Aaron Rodgers and a buddy were hanging out by a New Jersey power plant for no reason.
Well, there's a power plant in the area.
Okay.
They were out in the backyard.
They're out in the backyard. They just happened to see a UFO, which nobody else saw, apparently, in that area. And then 2 fighter jets flew over.
Chasing it.
Were they snorting the ayahuasca drink that night?
No, I don't think so.
They put straws up their nose and going that route.
Doing it via suppository.
Okay.
Gets in your system really fast, I heard.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's a real pain in the ass, though.
I hope the Jets go 5 and whatever this year. I really do.
We got a text from the 636. This story sounds like Anthony's car accident story.
I got proof of that, so. I got proof.
Oh, man.
I got receipts.
As the kids say.
As the kids say.
A couple fighter jets came by flying, trying to follow Anthony down the highway. He's going so fast.
That's quite possible.
Yeah.
Where are we?
What? By the way, I listened to that last night. Ashley and I were sitting there watching TV, and somehow it popped into my brain. I'm like, you have to listen to the beginning of this show. And we were laughing so hard. Just the whole debacle of the beginning of that show.
Think about me sitting there trying to get the insurance information. I'm calling the police so the police come out, all that. And she was sweet. She was sweet as pie. But her knocking on a window as I'm getting all this information, airbags deployed. They are out. I got 3 wheels now because the other one popped. And she's knocking. Okay, where are we? She's not even like, excuse me, sir, or any of that. She's just, where are we? What?
I don't know. That's so weird.
And finally, I'm like, ma'am, I was in an accident as well. Oh.
Yeah.
How can I help you today? Before I get my insurance company, how can I help you?
By the way, a quick shout out to the Creve Coeur Police Department.
They're fantastic.
You know why. Thank you.
Go ahead, Marsh.
Question number 2.
From the 314.
Yeah, I'm the reckless one.
Yeah.
Why a crap-ass lineup today? I know the games don't matter, and yes, Waino can blow it on his own, but why not give him a better lineup?
Okay, I mean, first of all,
Waino can blow it by himself?
Blow it on his own.
Yeah.
Was the comment. You tell Luke and Baker that his ABs don't matter tonight.
Wow.
Okay? You tell Rube Baker.
That guy hit a home run a few games ago.
Yeah, he did. Gonna hit one tonight, too.
Is he?
Yeah, after Nolan Arenado. So, I think the first part of your statement there is probably why the games don't matter. So, we'll just go there.
Oof. 199, Anthony. That's what we're looking for.
Darn right. And he'll get it.
Question number 3.
From the 618, what dark horse teams could make the Super Bowl? I want to know who you say has a chance.
Wow.
Dark horse teams for the Super Bowl. This whole conversation kind of changes, right?
I'll go off the board here a little bit.
Probably the Chargers.
I'm not going to go with that one, Marshy. You know what you can do with that, okay? Is the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's a tough conference. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know why, Anthony. I'm seeing more and more national people talking about the Jaguars being a true contender, and this is the year. And I'm like, what are we watching?
Mm-hmm.
What do they know that I don't know, Anthony? Obviously, there's things I don't know, clearly. So I'm going with Jacksonville.
I had Miami winning the AFC East, so I think they're a dark horse sleeper.
Not really a dark horse, though.
I would say so. Everybody, who did you don't even have the Dolphins making the playoffs, do you?
No, I don't know.
Marsh, do you have the Dolphins making the playoffs?
I do not.
So neither of you guys have the Dolphins making the playoffs.
I had them making the playoffs.
No, you didn't.
I have no idea.
So I think they're a dark horse sleeper. Everybody else, I mean, I don't think anybody else would qualify. The Packers.
Oh, God.
But I don't think they do it, but I got them winning the division.
What about the Vikings? I know I'm being biased here. ESPN ran a simulation, and they were in the NFC Championship.
One show without the Vikings. I mean, good gosh.
There's a large Vikings fan base here.
You have 3 teams that you like.
Yeah,
there's a whole bar dedicated to Minnesota fans.
There is.
They're going to be very disappointed because you didn't even pick them to win a division.
Oh, Marsh.
I have them in the playoffs. They don't need to win the division every year. You just get in. Anything can happen, right?
True. I'll say the Dolphins and the Packers. Dark horses to win the Super Bowl.
I'm going to go with Jacksonville and
Duval.
The New Orleans Saints.
Okay. All right. I like it.
Look at this. The ESPN simulator has the Vikings losing to the Eagles 38-31 in the NFC Championship game.
What simulator is that?
ESPN.
Did you accidentally pull up
He pulled up his own Word doc.
2018 NFC Championship game with Case Keenum and the gang?
Come on now. I don't want to relive that.
Okay.
But it says Lions end playoff drought. How about that?
Well, still.
All right, let's do one more, Marsh.
Question number 4.
All right, we had Brayden Schenn and Chris Kerber on today to talk some Blues hockey. From the 314, are the Blues postseason contenders this year? And if so, how far do they make it?
Oh, boy. I think they are postseason contenders for this upcoming season. How far they make it, I don't know. It's pretty tough to... I know people like to give, predictions for the playoffs before, I don't know, training camps even started.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just not one of those people. I don't really look at this team on paper and go, oh, this team's going to win it, this team isn't. There's so many things that factor into a long 82-game schedule. So I'm just going to lay it out there that I believe the Blues make the playoffs this year.
I do too. I think they're a playoff team. I agree. I don't know how.
Like, how can you predict how far they go?
Yeah, that's tough.
Who's injured?
Yeah.
You know, what goalies go down? Like, it's
right. I mean, we do that stuff all the time, but I still think I think the expectation should be get back to the playoffs, regardless of the seeding and all that. I think get back to the playoffs. Now, if you get bounced in the first round, I still would say right now on September 7th, I would say that would be a successful season for the Blues based on proper expectations. All right, Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN.
Oh, baby, the NFL starting tonight. No better way to celebrate that than jumping on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets. And, Anthony, it's guaranteed. But that's not it.
What?
All customers who bet $5 will get $100 off the NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV.
Are you kidding me right now with these promos from FanDuel? Unbelievable. So visit FanDuel.com/fast. Again, FanDuel.com/fast. Kick off the NFL season tonight, by the way. And I'm looking at some of these prop plays, Jamie. How about a Sky Moore over in total yardage, 45.5? Boy, if Travis Kelce isn't there, the Chiefs are going to have to, find different ways to put the ball through there. I think Sky Moore might have himself a decent night. I also like the local products. Sam Laporta, the tight end for the Lions, going over 29.5 yards. Maybe you don't like those plays. Fade me. No problem. Just visit FanDuel.com. You go there. The app is great. It's super easy to use. They're fantastic. Again, FanDuel.com/fast. Kick off the NFL season with an offer that you won't want to miss. FanDuel, the official partner of the NFL.
21 and over. Present in Illinois. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issues non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. NFL Sunday ticket offer. It ends 9/18/23. No refunds. Terms and embargoes apply. $100 off NFL Sunday ticket. Not YouTube TV. YouTube TV base plan required to watch YouTube TV. Redemption requires a Google account and current form of payment. Commercial use excluded. Subscription renews. Cancel any time.
ESPN's parent company, Disney, has been unable to reach a market-based agreement with Charter Communications to keep its channels on their cable system/streaming service. You may have seen that read that they have on your TV screen. And you're like, this isn't good. As a result, Spectrum TV customers have lost access to ESPN and Disney's unrivaled sports, entertainment, and family programming from the ESPN networks, the Disney-branded channels, Freeform, the FX networks, and the National Geographic channels. But here's the thing. Customers can go to keepmynetworks.com, keepmynetworks.com, for alternate choices, including DirecTV Stream, Hulu Plus Live TV, YouTube TV, Fubo, and more, all of which can be activated immediately without a service call.
3 warriors, 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you master the gauntlet?
Brought to you by Master, your hometown source for business communications for more than 30 years. Visit masstour.com.
4:03, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Andrew Marsh, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, and we welcome back Chris and his son Evan, who knocked off Marsh yesterday in the Gauntlet. So back for round 2 today. What's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
Doing great. So did you guys talk about it last night at dinner? Who you're going to go with?
Yeah, Evan decided he wanted to go with
Anthony.
Oh, boy. All right. Evan, good luck. You guys are saving Jamie for a potential Gauntlet trophy tomorrow. I like it. Guys, good luck.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, Anthony's going to head off to the Cone of Silence, which, again, looks very busy in there today. And we're going to get to spinning the wheel here. So, Evan, why don't you tell Marshy to spin that wheel?
Spin that wheel.
All right, you guys want baseball again? Is that what you're hoping for?
Yeah, baseball would be good. After all that controversy yesterday, I think we're playing with house money, so whatever it lands on is good with us.
Okay, so now you do realize that you picked Anthony Stalter, right? And you know what that means?
That we got football?
You got hockey. So the category today will be hockey. Each question is worth 2 points if you don't use the options. If you do use the options and you get the question correct, it's worth 1 point. And of course, if you get it wrong, you get 0 points. Are you guys ready to go?
Yep.
All right. Question number 1. Who was the last goaltender from the Western Conference to win the Conn Smythe Trophy?
We'll take the options.
Okay, was it Jonathan Quick, Corey Crawford, or Chris Osgood?
Jonathan Quick.
Final answer?
Yes.
Final answer.
All right, thank you.
Question number 2. Who was the last Blues goaltender to hit the 30-win mark in a single season?
Yes, Blues.
Bennington.
Final answer?
Final answer.
All right, question number 3. Who was the last Blue to score an overtime goal to end a playoff series?
Let me think. So let's get the options.
All right, was it Pat Maroon, Magnus Pajärvi, or Brayden Schenn?
Patrick Maroon.
Final answer?
Yes.
Final answer.
Thank you.
Question number 4. Which team, who Kevin Hayes never played a game for, drafted him in the first round of the 2010 NHL Draft?
Options.
Options are the Chicago Blackhawks, Minnesota Wild, or Boston Bruins.
Boston Bruins.
Final
answer.
All righty.
All right, let's get Anthony in here from the Cone of Silence. Guys, how do we feel today?
Not great.
No? All right.
No.
Well, Anthony's back in here. He's got a little bit of a strut to his walk.
I got a dub the other day, so.
Yeah.
I needed it because I think I lost 3 or 4 in a row.
Well, you better pack a lunch.
Okay.
All right. Anthony?
Yeah.
Your category is hockey. And I'm not even joking.
Wheel don't lie.
All right. Good. I wanted hockey. Excellent.
Bet you did.
Yeah.
Okay, question 1.
Options.
Hang on.
Okay.
Who was the last goaltender from the Western Conference to win the Conn Smythe Trophy?
The last goaltender from the Western Conference, you say, to win the Conn Smythe.
Correct.
Options.
Okay. Was it Jonathan Quick, Corey Crawford, or Chris Osgood?
I just shook my head on all three of them. It's probably not good.
It's problematic.
Who'd you say?
Jonathan Quick, Corey Crawford, or Chris Osgood?
Wow, has it been that long? Had to be Quick. I'm going to go Jonathan Quick. Final answer.
Question number 2. Who was the last Blues goaltender to hit the 30-win mark in a single season?
Well, didn't Binnington do it the year after the Cup? I think he did. Yeah, he had to. Yeah. Jordan Binnington, final answer.
All right, Antoine. Question number 3. Who was the last Blue to score an overtime goal to end a playoff series?
Well, the one I have in my head right now is I'm a hometown hero, baby. I can't remember any other ones that ended a playoff series. Wasn't San Jose, wasn't Boston. You go to the other playoffs, the bubble year was not good for the Blues. 2 years ago, Minnesota wasn't an ender, and neither was Colorado. I'm going to go with Pat Maroon. I'm going to take my chance here. Pat Maroon, final answer. I'm probably overlooking something, but I just love Pat Maroon, so pride of Oakville.
Who doesn't?
Pat Maroon.
Question 4. Which team, who Kevin Hayes never played a game for, drafted him in the first round of the 2010 NHL Draft?
Options, please.
Your options are the Chicago Blackhawks, the Minnesota Wild, or the Boston Bruins.
This is going to be a guess. Who'd you say? Blackhawks, Bruins, who?
Chicago, Minnesota, Boston.
Chicago, Minnesota, Boston. I'll go Blackhawks. Final answer. Total guess on that.
All right. Let's start from the top. Who was the last goaltender from the Western Conference to win the Conn Smythe Trophy? Team Evan went with Jonathan Quick. Anthony Stalter went with Jonathan Quick. The answer is
Jonathan Quick.
Nice.
But you both needed the options.
I don't like that when it's done to me.
Let's go with question number 2. Who is the last Blues goaltender to hit the 30-win mark in a single season? Team Evan went with Jordan Binnington. Anthony Stalter went with Jordan Binnington. Answer is
Jordan Binnington.
Wow.
But neither of you needed the options.
Wow, nice job, guys.
So we're 3-3 after 2. Let's go to question number 3. Who was the last Blue to score an overtime goal to end a playoff series? Team Evan went with Patrick Maroon. Anthony Stalter went with Patrick Maroon. Answer is...
It is indeed the hometown hero, Patrick Maroon.
Wow.
But Anthony didn't need the options.
Oh.
We've got 5-4 headed into the last question, to where you both use the options.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You both have different answers.
Wow.
Which team, who Kevin Hayes never played a game for, drafted him in the first round of the 2010 NHL Draft? Team Evan went with the Boston Bruins. Anthony Stalter went with the Chicago Blackhawks. If it's the Boston Bruins, we got a walk-off. If it is the Minnesota Wild, Anthony Stalter wins today. And of course, if it's the Chicago Blackhawks, Anthony Stalter wins today? The answer is
Kevin Hayes went to Boston College, but was drafted by the Chicago Blackhawks.
Team Evan!
You have chosen poorly.
You little roller coaster there.
Anthony got you 6-4 today, boys.
Wow.
Sorry about that.
Dang.
All good. Thank you. Thank you guys very much.
You guys
did great.
You guys were awesome.
That was another
great job,
barn burner.
Evan.
Wow. Nice job, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks
All
for
right,
playing.
thank you guys.
Take care,
Thank
guys.
you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Wow.
Feeling good about yourself?
I feel.
You just beat a child.
Hey,
job,
hold on
Anthony.
here. Hold on.
You
The
just
Bennington.
beat
I
a
feel
child.
real good about the bit.
Come
Knowing
on, man.
Bennington and Maroon, I had the whole
How old
breakdown.
was he? Like 7 or 8?
14, I think.
No. Was he that old?
I think so.
Evan?
Yeah.
He was much younger than that.
No, that's, I think Chris said Evan was
now he was
14, 13, 14.
He says he doesn't even want to watch sports anymore
Oh, come on.
because of Anthony Stalter.
Guys.
Anthony, you literally looked at them through the YouTube video and did exactly what Pat Maroon did to the Boston Bruins.
Yeah.
Oh, you,
In game 2.
which was uncalled for.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
From Anthony, of course, not
Yeah.
from Pat.
At least he didn't write down, I don't know, an inappropriate number.
Well, he did before.
Yeah, but not with
One
the child.
time. I did
not
what
with the
one
child
time?
present.
I was
No.
9 off, though.
hold on, guys.
I was
Hold on.
9 off from
Hold
what
on.
should have been the answer.
The Wheel of Death spun hockey again for me.
Yeah.
I get 2 on my own. The other 2 were guesses, granted. So I was a little lucky on that. I put a 6 on that. I put a touchdown on the board, and I'm getting this crap from you guys. Really, Jamie of all people, Mr. Hockey.
That touchdown was more like
I just.
it was
I don't
more
like the
like
way you celebrate.
somebody running down the sideline and then throwing the football back, 20 yards while they're up, and then and then you catch it. Just happened to be standing there, and then you ran it back in the end zone.
First of all, you, Mr. Dallas Cowboy,
Jacoby Meyer.
earlier in the year, or earlier in the week, Mr. Dallas Cowboys. You, the other day, I forgot what team you were loving on.
What does that have to do with beating a child?
And now this.
Hey, you know what?
I'm just saying, put up a lot of crap from you guys.
The texture makes a great point, and I feel like we have a lot of tension going on right now. From the 636, hey fellows, a W is a W. If that
Thank
kid
you.
wants to win, he's got to play better.
Thank you. See? 636 gets it. Billy Idol gets it.
Probably doesn't have kids.
Why can't you?
66 probably doesn't.
No, he's probably
No, he
raising.
doesn't. Anthony.
They're probably raising outstanding children right now
Well, probably.
with that attitude.
Yeah.
Well done, 636.
Yeah. Look, I'm happy for you, Anthony. Okay.
Doesn't sound like it. Is this what we envisioned?
Just disappointed in you.
This team looking like at the start of the year with the Cardinals? I guess.
Losing?
That's next on 101 ESPN. Hey, I've been telling you about it all day today, so listen up. If you are a Charter Communications or Spectrum TV customer and you saw that note on your TV screen a couple of days ago about how you're not going to get ESPN or some of the Disney channels, again, listen up. With that deal that they were unable to execute, the agreement between Disney and Charter, it's keeping the channels off their cable system and their streaming service. As a result, Spectrum TV customers, they've lost access to ESPN and Disney's sports, entertainment, and family programming. Don't worry about it, though, because customers can go to keepmynetworks.com. Again, keepmynetworks.com. There's alternate choices, including DirecTV Stream, Hulu Plus Live TV, YouTube TV, Fubo, and more, and all of which can be activated immediately without a service call. Jamie, before I knew that Stewie was the man to call when it comes to refinancing or purchasing a home and securing that loan, I tried to refi with somebody else.
Oh, boy.
And we got to the end of the deal, and they started talking to me about what? Lender fees and other fees. And, well, of course, you got to factor in this fee and that fee. With Stewie and his bagel loan program, no closing cost.
Nope.
No lender fees. If you're purchasing a home and you're borrowing $200,000 or more, you qualify for that bagel loan. Stewie's going to toss out the lender fees. He's going to toss out the closing cost. And you're going to be able to put that either back into your offer or you're going to be able to apply that to other things that you need within your home. Come on.
Yeah.
This is why Stewie's our guy.
Stewie is our guy. And if you're out there purchasing a home and your realtor is offering you a lender, great, fine. Call Stewie. Get a second opinion. Because Stewie has so many great ideas. He can save you money. He can maybe shrink the amount of years that the loan is so you can own your home faster. Stewie's just got nothing but great ideas, and his customer service is fantastic. And all you have to do is pick up the phone and call 314-324-4440.
Again, that number, if you miss it, 314-324-4440.
And if you can't remember the number, Anthony, what can they do?
Well, remember we were talking about the bagel loan? Mm-hmm. Yeah, just Google the bagel loan. Get that number right there.
NMLS number 226715.
So last night, the Cardinals beat the brakes off the Braves again. They've now combined for 21 runs over the last 2 days at Truist Park. Last night, they absolutely crushed Spencer Strider, who, as I mentioned going into last night's game, the previous 4 starts, I think he had an ERA lower than like 1.20 in his previous 4 starts.
Told you he was due.
He was due. You did. You said that. And guess what? He was. And the Cardinals jumped them early. They did a great job. So is this the team? Is this what we envisioned? Before everything went sideways, was this the team that we envisioned the Cardinals having before, again, everything went sideways? Jamie, yeah, from an offensive standpoint, we weren't naive with the offense. Nobody thought that, at least we'll just speak here from Fastlane's perspective, I don't think any of us thought that the offense wasn't going to be good. We got excited seeing what it was in spring training, doing the different variations with the lineup, adding Wilson Contreras. I think some people thought, well, all you did was add Wilson Contreras, and that only replaces Albert Pujols' production, so you didn't improve. I think that was a strong take from some Cardinals fans. But we saw in spring training Gorman coming into his own, and then it translated into the regular season. But at no point did I think that this offense wasn't good enough to be one of the top offenses in the National League. What we did expect was the pitching, while a question mark, the pitching was going to be at least average. That's where we got it wrong.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did. That's where John Mozeliak got it wrong, too. Let's just be crystal clear here.
Yeah, who cares if we got it wrong? It's him making the decisions. Yeah. That's the big one.
But let's just have some fun with this for a second. Because everybody going into this year is like, how are you going to replace Albert Pujols? What he did. It was, first of all, it was a historical second half for a legend of the game.
Yeah.
And we thought originally, well, it's going to be Wilson Contreras that replaces the offense. So it's kind of a wash there. But Nolan Gorman has come out and just absolutely punished baseballs this year. It's 24, 25 home runs now on the season. It's more than Albert had last year. I'm comparing him right now to Albert's last year in baseball.
Yeah, right.
But it matters because we wanted to replace or find somebody who could pick up the slack for Albert Pujols not being in the lineup.
Right.
Well, Gorman has exceeded that, and Contreras will probably get to the 21 home runs. So you've got 2 guys now that have given you more offense than you thought, and you have another guy that you didn't even expect, which is Jordan Walker. Like, let's go over the offensive punch out of the outfield last year. What was it? Tyler O'Neill?
Not last year.
Lars Nootbaar? Probably.
In the second half?
Probably.
Yeah.
Who else?
Goldie.
Outfield.
Oh, outfield. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Got to pay attention then.
That's okay.
Newt.
That's it.
Yeah.
So you got Newt this year, who's
in the
still
second half,
who's still contributing very well offensively, and you've got Jordan Walker, who's kind of come out of nowhere, who's creating offense for this ball club. So when you go through the lineup, you've got a lot of pop here, and we're seeing that in the last couple of games. So to the question of, is this what we expected? I think it actually exceeds some of the offensive expectations that I think as a fan base everybody had.
Yeah.
Where it falls short, though, is the pitching from top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Rotation, bullpen, the blown saves, the atrocious start to the season with the starting five, the injuries. It has just been a disaster. Yep. And we did get some help on the text line earlier. Remember I talked about how many games have they lost where they've scored 5 runs or more?
Mm-hmm.
They've lost 14 games scoring 5 runs or more.
Wow.
So, I mean, you score 5 runs, you win the game. Let's just say
it's 2 weeks of games.
Let's just say
that you lost.
They recoup 10 of those games because you're still going to have the outlier of like, just wasn't our day. 10 games. It's not a monumental thing now, but 10 games a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think about that. Like, you're right in there then, and that's doing nothing at all, anything different except not losing the games where you score 5 runs.
Well, how about if you didn't blow as many games as you did too?
Yeah, you blew a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think, Jamie, that this also this is why I've said throughout the course of the year, if you don't have pitching, you don't have anything. And that's an extreme take. But you think about how good this offense has been and can be, just from a player standpoint. Think about that and then say, this has been a historically bad season for the Cardinals. If you don't have pitching, it's not going to matter. If you don't have a quarterback, it's not going to matter. If you don't have a goaltender, it's not going to matter. You need to repair this pitching staff. And if you do so and then pair it with this offense, well, then you got something.
Anthony, I have to respond to our good friend Lisa. Lisa jumps in a lot. Very active on the Air Comfort Service text line. Well, a couple things Lisa is hung up on. One, Ollie's a bad manager. That's according to Lisa. This team chokes, which she's not wrong. Runners in scoring position, it's been not great.
Mm-hmm.
But what I want Lisa to understand is that besides all these things that she hates about the Cardinals right now, they're still a top 5 team offensively.
Mm-hmm.
That's not nothing. It's not nothing. So now, if they were better with runners in scoring position, then they'd be obviously higher.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still, you should be contending for a playoff spot with the offense that you have.
Yeah.
But you can't because your pitching has been so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand the anger. I do. Lisa, I understand. But be angry at your biggest deficiency, which is your pitching. This entire season. That's where you fell short entirely, was your pitching. So, yes, the runners in scoring position and the clutch hitting and all these things, they are absolutely a part of it. But the biggest part is you've had 5 runs in 14 games where you still lost those games.
Mm-hmm.
The first game of the season, you scored 8 runs and you lost the game. That has nothing to do with runners in scoring position, has nothing to do with clutch hitting, has everything to do with pitching and not being able to keep the other team off the board.
Plus, let's keep perspective in mind. Think about 2019, that offense, and that was the team that went to the NLCS too. Think about the years prior to that, 18, 17, the teams that you missed the playoffs by a game or two, right, in the final weeks. Think about that offense. The Cardinals wanted to fix that. And they have. They've got a lineup now that can contend. They got a long way to go with the pitching staff. But at least you're not in a spot in 17 and 18 when you don't even have the horses. You don't have the dudes. I remember doing the pregame the postgame shows after the 2019 NLCS. Every single game I did the postgame show, Jamie. And the thing that I kept leading off with was They don't have the top end guys on the roster. They don't have dudes at the top of the roster. Every show you'd see it again tonight. They do now. They fix the pitching. Then we got a real conversation here about this team. Let's play Prove Me Wrong next.
I got a question first.
Okay.
Before we go, I know we're up against it. We'll be fine. We get a couple of texts here from a 636 number who is not an active texter. No record of their texts until today. Says Aaron Nola and Blake Snell's career ERAs are equivalent to that of Dakota Hudson's. I'm not saying to go Dakota Hudson as an ace. I'm saying he's better than you're giving him credit for. I would ask you this question to the 636. Would you keep Dakota Hudson over Aaron Nola and Blake Snell? Because if you're telling me that your argument is his ERA and everything is just the same, then you'd have no problem with that, right? Wrong.
No, you're right.
And they've also pitched a whole lot more.
But if they're saying, and they're saying we're not giving Dakota Hudson enough credit. Yeah. Okay, we understand. We understand your viewpoint. So forget the question that Jamie just posed.
Must be Dakota Hudson on the line.
But we understand. Okay, so we understand. We're not talking. We're minimizing Dakota Hudson. Most of the advanced metrics would disagree. So this is just one thing that we're just going to have to agree to disagree on.
Yeah, I just don't see in any world where anyone in baseball would take Dakota Hudson over either of those two.
Sure.
Or give him the same equal money.
But
if he's equal, give him equal money.
But again, let's remove Nola and Snell from the conversation.
Part of the question.
No, but
it's part of the question.
But he's trying to make a bigger point that we're minimizing Dakota Hudson's performance. My point is, no, we're not. He's got a low strikeout rate, a high walk rate. The BABIP, which is an indication of when the ball's in play, whether or not he's being fortunate or not, he's been very fortunate. He still has an ERA that's fine, but then you look at some of the advanced metrics on where the ERAs could be if he keeps pitching this way, and it's sky high. So I just, at some point, we got to talk about actually upgrading the starting rotation as opposed to just saying, he'd be fine. He'd be fine, because we're going to wind up right back in this situation again next year. If we're having this, he's fine. He'll be okay. You got to go out and get a horse at some point. Mm-hmm. All right. You want to do these mic drops next, Marsh, instead of Prove Me Wrong? Mic drops? We got mic drops there?
No, I was just saying we need to.
Oh, was that from a different show?
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Get that off the board then, Marsh.
You know what?
Come on.
You wrote it, Marshy. I watched you write it.
I didn't write any of this.
You got big blue. You got look at that. You got the big blue
in brown.
Which you barely see.
You can't see it. Can you find that?
You know what it is? I'll tell you right now. This is Matthew Rocchio from the balloon party today, and I had a conversation with Grant. A lot of these markers starting to kind of wear out, right?
Yeah. Where's
However,
the blue marker?
I walk in every day, I see the blue marker. It's written. Oh, it looks so fancy on the board. I can never find the blue marker. I think he takes it.
Is Rock taking it?
I think he takes it and puts it by his office. He doesn't want us, the other producers, using the blue marker.
You're using that invisible ink. We can't even see it.
I know. It's because Rock's hiding the blue marker.
Wow. I mean, come on.
We'll have to deal with that.
One team, one dream, Rock.
I know. It's
all right. So what do you want me to do?
Let's do Prove Me Wrong.
Let's do Prove Me Wrong.
Send us your text messages.
You got to prove us wrong. 314-399-9646. Prove Me Wrong next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cards looking to sweep the Atlanta Braves tonight. 11-6 victory last night. Adam Wainwright on the mound tonight going up against Max Fried. 6:20 first pitch in Atlanta. Also tonight we have opening night of the NFL season. We're kicking it off right here on 101 ESPN. 6:30 pregame. It's the Chiefs and the Lions to start off this 2023-2024 NFL season. You can catch all the action right here on 101 ESPN. We have Prove Me Wrong coming up next. If you have a Prove Me Wrong, send it to the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff. Find new roads and shop 24/7 at londoff.com and londoffautoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
Prove me wrong, kids. Prove me wrong.
Let's play Prove Me Wrong here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh. Go.
From the 636, Prove Me Wrong. The Cards could sign 2 aces in the offseason, and there's still a good chance the team still sucks due to poor management, leadership, and player development at the big league level.
No, I disagree.
If you
totally
have 2
disagree.
aces.
You get 2 aces, you're laughing.
Yeah.
Miles Michaelis will give you what he always does, which is kind of steady Eddie innings. Steven Matz, if he's healthy, will give you, hopefully give you the version we saw of him for a good portion of this season.
Yeah.
But you're fine. If you got 2 high-end pitchers to add to this rotation, you got enough bang in your lineup that you'll be right there in the playoffs.
And I know what the counter would be. Well, what about the Mets this year, who had Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer?
They didn't even like each other.
Well, I guess not.
That's weird.
That's the one exception.
They're not even competing with each other.
No. That's the one exception, though, Jamie. If you say, well, what about the Mets? We can counter with 600 other combinations over the last decade that had a 1-2 punch at the top of the rotation, like a legit 1-2 punch. And the results would probably be pretty good. So let's not cherry pick the one example of the Mets this year and talk about all the other 1-2 punches that teams have had that they have won World Series with, let alone just bouncing back and being good.
This one's interesting. I can't believe they would ask this, but from the 314, Prove Me Wrong, Mizzou will cover their 6.5 win total. They want you to prove that Mizzou won't win more than 7 games.
Jamie?
They're not.
I'm convinced. Thanks, Jamie.
Well, they're just not. I mean, look at that offense. They played a so-so team at best. And I just have absolutely no faith in what that team can do offensively at all. And I know LSU lost their first game, and everybody's got LSU as the benchmark of, well, we'll be 5-0 come LSU time and all. I don't think you will be 5-0.
Yeah.
I just don't think you will be. I think they win 6 games. That's my take on it. If I'm wrong, great. I'll be happy to be wrong. But my take is they win 6 games.
That I realize that the offense, some may, a lot of people say, well, they don't want to show anything. My point was,
well, they didn't.
Mission accomplished.
Yep.
My point was, if you're evaluating 2 quarterbacks, why wouldn't you allow them to make bigger throws? I have not seen any change. Even though you got a new offensive coordinator now in Kerber Moore, I have not seen any changes thus far on a Mizzou's offense in terms of a scheme, not a scheme, but a system that I had over the last 5-6 years now. I see a high school offense. I was listening to BK and T-Bone talk about it the other day, and they'd heard what I said about the Mizzou offense, the day before. And Brandon Kiley was saying that how, look, it's all of college football right now. They're running similar things. Not all of college football is forcing their QBs to keep the ball in that short to intermediate basically all game. Mizzou is not asking their quarterbacks to do anything. So I realize there's the system and the bubble screens and the jet screens and the smoke screens, all that's part of it. But I saw zero creativity last Thursday night, and I saw next to no creativity a year ago with this Mizzou offense. So until that changes, I'm not going to change my viewpoint on this.
Do you think there's some fans that almost want Brady Cook to fail so they can see Sam Horn?
I think some people probably feel that way.
Horn's family.
If you're the,
well, I know. I think
there's a lot of people that like
Sam, twisted way of thinking. If you're a fan, but that's the only way that he would probably see some starter snaps, unless Brady Cook were to get injured.
Are
or
they
whatnot.
going to allow Brady Cook to even show you anything to get to Sam Horn?
That's the biggest question.
That's my question. Because, again, he had one evaluation throw on last Thursday. Maybe things will be different against Middle Tennessee State. Maybe they'll open things up a little bit. Maybe we got to wait until Kansas State next week. But as of right now, I got them as I could see them getting a 7, but I think 6 wins is more realistic.
From the 618, prove me wrong. Fall is the best season of the 4.
I can't
either.
Fall is the best. I understand the nature of the question and of the segment, of the feature. I can't. Fall is absolutely the best season.
October, best month. In my opinion, you have Halloween, you have
pumpkin beer.
Absolutely. And you have
football.
All 4 major sports playing at the same time.
You got football in month 2. You've got MLB playoffs. You got the start of the hockey season. I hear they play basketball in October.
I think so.
That season doesn't technically start till Christmas.
March.
Yeah,
Christmas.
Starts at the mini tournament that we have.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That's a great idea.
Oh, the NBA.
You know what, though? I don't think Jamie likes fall because you can't walk around in a Speedo.
Oh,
it's a little nippy.
It sure is.
He does like the cold, though, so. And it's not even cold at that point.
I love this weather. We fire up the TV outside. Fire pit going. You guys know. I've told you about it before.
Yeah, we never got the invite, but
no, I don't think we will.
keep hearing about it.
You get the nice lawn furniture out there, the outdoor patio.
That's right.
Well, the Cardinals won't be playing in October,
You
unfortunately.
tested that for durability at one point. I
Sure
remember.
did.
Just like the windows.
It survived. It did, yeah. I bounced up and down on the windows at Window World.
Yeah.
You got double strength glass that is not commonly found in replacement windows. And the patio furniture, too.
Yeah, you bounced up and down on that.
A little bit, yeah. It was great. And, so I like the TV, the fire pit, little bourbon, and testing out the furniture.
Yeah, we'll see you on Saturday.
In the bushes again?
You don't have bushes over there.
What game is happening on Saturday?
You're right.
So
no bushes at all.
Neighbor. What, Marsh?
I just said what game is happening on Saturday that would allow Jamie to be excited. Would it be Mizzou versus Middle Tennessee?
Probably.
Marshy, sometimes it takes very little to get me excited.
Marsh, did you have another prove me wrong, or should we move on?
I think we should probably move on.
It's probably a good idea.
Maybe.
NFL divisional preview, NFC West, next on 101 ESPN.
Anthony, Chiefs, Lions tonight. First game of the season, NFL football. No Travis Kelce. That'll affect the line. But I know that because FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook, and they got everything over there on the FanDuel app. And right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed.
Yeah,
it's guaranteed. So no matter what, you bet $5 if you're a new customer, and you get $200 in bonus bets.
And that's it, right?
That's not it, Anthony. No, it's not it at all. All customers, not just new customers, all customers who bet $5 will get $100 off the NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV.
You're kidding me.
Nope.
It's incredible.
Yeah, that's why FanDuel's the best.
FanDuel is the best. FanDuel, visit FanDuel.com/fast. Again, FanDuel.com/fast. Kick off the NFL season tonight. Maybe you like the Lions plus 4.5. Maybe you're saying, you know what, I don't care. I'm taking the Chiefs. I'm going to do a little same-game parlay. I mentioned a couple of props that I liked earlier. Sky Moore over receiving yards. Sam Laporta, tight end out of Highland. Maybe he goes over his mark. However you want to do it at FanDuel, choice is up to you. But FanDuel.com/fast, kick off the NFL season. Get in on that offer Jamie was just talking about. FanDuel, the official partner of the NFL.
21 and over, present in Illinois. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. NFL Sunday ticket offer. It ends 9/18/23. No refunds. Terms and embargoes apply. $100 off NFL Sunday ticket. Not YouTube TV. YouTube TV base plan required to watch YouTube TV. Redemption requires a Google account and current form of payment. Commercial use excluded. Subscription renews. Cancel any time.
Well, as most of you know, ESPN's parent company, Disney, has been unable to reach a market-based agreement with Charter Communications to keep its channels on their cable system/streaming service. But as a result of that now, I shouldn't say but, as a result, Spectrum TV customers have lost access to ESPN and Disney's unrivaled sports, entertainment, and family programming from ESPN networks, the Disney-branded channels, Freeform, the FX networks, and National Geographic channels. But customers can go to keepmynetworks.com. Again, keepmynetworks.com for alternate choices, including DirecTV Stream, Hulu Plus Live TV, YouTube TV, Fubo, and more, all of which can be activated immediately without a service call.
.101 ESPN has your chance to win tickets to Queens of the Stone Age, coming up on Saturday night, September 23rd at St. Louis Music Park. Tickets for this show are on sale now, but we've got your chance to score free tickets for Queens of the Stone Age. Get entered to win now either on 101ESPN.com or on your 101 mobile app.
Time to go around the NFL with a Fastlane season preview of the NFC West.
All right, NFC West time. I know that a fair amount of people are kind of high on the Seahawks this year. I was listening to our good friend Michelle Smallman on her new ESPN Network morning show with Evan Cohen and Chris Canty and Michelle Unsportsmanlike, it's called. And they were going through their predictions, and all of them had Seattle at least going to the playoffs. And I think at least one of the hosts, it might have been Canty, has Seattle winning this division. I don't have Seattle winning the division.
That's a hot take right there.
I love the 49ers roster. Brock Purdy does not scare me at all. I think he's a perfect fit for what Shanahan wants to do. I don't think last year was a complete fluke from Brock Purdy. They've got they got one of the best front sevens in football. Their secondary is fine, more than capable. They've got Fred Warner, who we don't talk enough about, so I'll still put him in the underrated category, but he's one of the more underrated players in the NFL. Their skill position players, outstanding. Full year of Christian McCaffrey. I don't think Brock Purdy holds him back. I have the Niners win the division. How about you guys?
Yeah, ditto. I think the Seahawks finish second in that division. I don't know if the Cardinals even quite participate much this year in that division. And I don't know what the Rams do because they risked it all for their Super Bowl. They got it. And now the wheels have completely fallen off. They have no draft picks. They have nothing.
They have nothing. They have Aaron Donald.
Cooper
and
Kupp
Matthew
is now
Stafford.
on the sidelines, too. And it's just a disaster. Matthew Stafford doesn't even know who his teammates are.
Where'd you hear that?
Well, his wife. And he's got a poster board with their pictures and names. And it's going to be difficult when he's calling plays. But, I got the Niners winning this one.
Well, I have the Seattle Seahawks winning the division.
Here we go.
I think they will be the 2 seed in the NFC this year. We'll have a date with my Minnesota Vikings, where the Vikings could, again, maybe miss a field goal and lose a playoff game, a la Blair Walsh. But I have Seattle winning the division. I think the San Francisco 49ers have a ton of players, great players, mind you, on their team that just, for whatever reason, love to be injured. They love to be injured. Running backs, wide receivers, defensive players, hell, even their quarterback. They just love being injured.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if that plays a factor in them getting second place this year for me.
Wow. That's rough. Wishing injury upon people is tough.
I never said that.
No, you kind of did. Actually,
No, usually Anthony's the one putting stuff in my mouth. Now you're doing it. I don't like it.
If it's good for Anthony, it's good for me.
I have never put anything in your mouth, Marsh.
Well, Jamie's doing it today.
I don't
take it back.
I don't have the Seahawks making the playoffs.
Whoa.
I don't have the Seahawks making the playoffs.
That's a bold take. How many teams make it? 7?
7.
Let's go through this list then, Anthony, because I want to see what you got. Of course, we got the Packers.
Yes.
Because, they're going to win it all.
I got the Packers.
You've got the Cowboys.
I do. I don't have them win the division like Marsh.
I just playoffs.
Yeah. Yep.
You've
2.
got the Eagles.
3.
And you have the Lions.
4.
Okay. You have the 49ers.
5.
You have the Saints.
6.
And you have the Falcons.
7. You're right.
How did I know you? I know you.
It came down. Okay, so, Jamie.
Yeah.
It came down to either Detroit or Seattle for me.
Oh, come on.
It did.
It's not going to be close. Detroit's going to win the division. They are. I know your Packers, you got all these high hopes for the Packers. They're not winning the division.
They're going to win the division.
If anything, they're going to
surprise.
squeak out a playoff spot.
They're going to win the division.
I don't think they do anything, but that's just me.
Sure.
How are they going to win the division when their 2 best receivers aren't even going to be on the field? Romeo Dobbs.
Yeah, a little banged up. Watson, a little banged up.
I heard those guys were holding out.
Yeah. Do you know how, Marsh? They got 2 capable running backs.
They're going to run the football. They got a good defense. The best defense in that division, actually.
You possess the ball.
You're overlooking the Lions.
You don't turn the ball over. You play good defense. You're going to win games. Okay?
Whatever.
You can keep talking about the wide receivers. You can have your all. You know what? Why don't you base all the playoff selections for you off of wide receivers? Because you love them. You love the wideout.
I do. Seattle's got some great wide receivers.
There you go. Let's go over Marsh's picks. Jamie, little live experiment, okay?
Let's do it.
Marsh, go ahead. Tell me your 7 playoff teams from the NFC.
From the NFC?
Yes.
I know we have not necessarily went over the NFC South, but we'll do that tomorrow, but I'll give you the 7. At number 7,
Why don't you give us what you have then? How about that?
Okay. The Vikings I have at 7.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson, of course, the
Jordan
best wide
Addison.
receiver in the league, and Jordan Addison, a lot of hype.
They got
and
a top
TJ
10.
Hawkins.
They got a top 10 quarterback.
Okay, so that out of the 4 teams.
What? He's an award winner last year, Anthony. Come on.
Hey,
Bart Starr.
Jamie.
Yeah. Bart Starr was a good quarterback. There's a reason why he won that award.
Kirk Cousins isn't.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Out of the 4 teams in the NFC North, do you know the best collection of pass catchers by far?
The Vikings.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Their offensive line, I think, will be better this year. The number 6 team, I have the San Francisco 49ers.
Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk,
yes,
George Kittle,
Christian McCaffrey.
Who catches a ton of passes.
They have a good defense, though.
Okay, but
I think there's going to be some injuries this year. They're going to lose some games. They're not going to be as good as the Eagles, who will be my 5 team.
Who has A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith,
They just
Dallas
went to
Goedert.
the Super Bowl.
Look, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Also, another great defense.
Okay.
We have then, spoiler, the Saints. Oh, I'm sorry, the Lions. The Lions are 4 for me. Then the Saints are 3.
Okay. Nobody has receivers in the NFC West, so we can just kind of.
The NFC West?
The NFC South.
The NFC South?
The old NFC
For
West.
sure. Somebody has to win that
Tampa's
division.
got receivers. They just don't have anybody to get it to.
That's true. Yeah.
The NFC, the Saints, they're just in there because a team has to
You
make
had
it.
to pick somebody.
I think they're 3, though. They're over the lines because they are in such a terrible division that they will win some games.
So let me ask you this then.
Yeah.
Since we've established that you love yourself some pass catchers, okay?
Yeah.
You love yourself some wideouts, some tight ends, and some running backs that can catch.
Mm-hmm.
Why not Atlanta then?
Why not Atlanta?
Yes, because there's other teams that have shaky quarterback situations.
Okay, because I don't want to spend 24 hours at Waffle House.
This is just personal for you.
This is all personal.
You can't. You're not separating the professional and the personal.
He's struggling with that, isn't he?
Yeah.
Anthony, I'm not a person to throw a bunch of numbers at something. Be like, well, you know, the numbers bear out that this team could win X amount of games. This is all.
Who are you doing
cares?
right now?
What am I doing?
Who is that?
Who are you doing?
I don't know. Name a nerd in some movie. I'm probably doing that.
Just
guy.
pick one random because
Pick
I know
one.
you had somebody in mind there.
Nerd. Let's go with Jonah Hill's character from Moneyball. How about that? And he
I
doesn't
don't
really
think he
talk
didn't
like
even
that.
talk like that though.
No.
He was more sure of himself.
He got sure of himself. Yeah,
he sure did.
Yeah, he grew.
Who do you think sounds like that? You want me to do it again?
No, just we were wondering.
Well, we thought it was somewhere closer to home.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No. I think it's just.
All right.
It's just everybody. Everybody, let's throw the numbers out there and, that they're going to win this many games. How do you know? Their quarterback could go down in week 1. This is all, I'm just throwing teams out there.
This NFL season is going to be...
It's going to be awesome.
The absolute best. We have so much disagreement on this show when it comes to our picks and who we're rooting for and who we're rooting against. This is going to be the best football season in ever.
Anthony, it has been confirmed, at least several sources confirming that Travis Kelce will be out tonight.
We talked about it earlier. Bring up the tight end from the practice squad. Not a great sign for Kelce playing. So they're going to be without Kelce.
Ian Rappaport reporting it now, so it must be completely true at this point.
This is going to be interesting tonight. That's for sure. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. What's trending is next.
In a world where down payments are out of control.
But I've only got $29.
You need Frank Lita Mitsubishi in the Automotive Outlet in Bridgeton. Hop in if you want to live.
Really?
Nah, I'm just being dramatic.
Big down payments have met their match. At Frank Lita Mitsubishi, every vehicle is $29 down. $29. Stop. You need $2,000 down.
Frank Lita wants to get you approved, even if you've been turned down elsewhere.
Every vehicle is $29 down. And you get a lifetime warranty, no charge.
We're not going to make it!
Spoiler alert, we're here.
$29 down.
$29!
With 2.9% financing, 2.9 for 60 months.
At Frank Lita Mitsubishi.
In the Automotive Outlet in Bridgeton.
YesLita.com.
YesLita.com.
23 Outlander Sport, 28.7, 29 down, $515 a month for 60 months at 2.9% APR, plus tax tag title to qualified buyers.
Well, I'm sure you have seen the note on your TV screen over the last couple of days if you are a Charter or a Spectrum TV customer. You know that ESPN's parent company, Disney, they weren't able to reach an agreement with Charter Communications to keep its channels on their cable network and streaming devices. Well, as a result, Spectrum TV customers have lost the access to ESPN, lost the access to Disney. So sports, entertainment, family programming from the ESPN and Disney branded channels, all gone. But customers can go to keepmynetworks.com. Again, keepmynetworks.com for alternate choices, which include DirecTV Stream, Hulu Plus Live TV, YouTube TV, Fubo, and more, all of which can be activated immediately without a service call.
world of sports, the Fast Lane has you covered with what's trending now.
Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate to Goodwill and get a Lion's Choice sandwich coupon.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN. We have Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Jamie, I wanted to bring this up, especially with the Blue season coming up. We had Brayden Schenn on earlier today, Chris Kerber. We talk about the referees making bad calls and that maybe sometimes they should have to do a post-game press conference.
Yeah.
Well, European hockey leagues, according to Bleacher Report, the NHL Twitter account, European hockey leagues have implemented ref interviews after games to explain their calls. Should the NHL do something similar?
So Gary Bettman was on recently with, I think it was the Missing Curfew podcast. I could be wrong on this, but he was asked the same thing. And he just said that, and it was a bit of a fluff answer from Gary, but he said that, the referees' availability is limited because they have to travel, they have all this stuff going on, and they don't necessarily have a PR person to help guide the questioning and things like that and kind of keep it on the rails. So basically he said, we don't want to hang our referees out there to dry with no protection from a PR staff. And I don't know where they're going because no referee's jumping on a private jet after a game. They stay in that city until the morning and they fly out commercial.
Right.
But yeah, I think that I think there should be, one or two questions that you can ask the referees after the game. I don't think lining them up there and just pelting them with questions and basically asking them about every single call throughout the game, I don't think that's productive. I think it makes the league look bad. It makes the sport look bad. But I do feel like if there's a controversial play, let's just say the hand pass way back in the 2019 playoff run for the Blues. The referee, given the chance, the opportunity following the game, could have said, hey, I didn't see it. So I can't make a call that I didn't see, and it's a non-reviewable play.
Yeah.
Should I have seen it? Probably, but I didn't. Do you want me out here guessing? And I'm not allowed to defer to my linesman at that point. It's not their call. So at least you would have gotten the referee's perspective on it. So I think that there's one or two questions from the media. Maybe they get together, and because a lot of them might have the same freaking question. Odds are if there's a play that's so debatable in the game, that's probably what they're going to ask about. I think they could answer a couple of questions after the game, but then you do have to draw the line. Otherwise, you're just sitting there just tearing them apart for everything.
Yeah, you're right. You can't just constantly go over every single call throughout the course of a game, especially in a game like hockey where the action is just, it's ongoing. I mean, you're going to miss things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with Jamie on that.
We talked about Chandler Jones, who plays for the Vegas Raiders, and apparently he said that the Raiders sent a crisis team to his home. So this story continues to get more and more, I guess you could call it entertaining. I don't know what this is. What's going on here with Chandler Jones and the Raiders?
It's weird. It's like this is a player that's got a contract. He's paid well.
And he's at camp, from what I understand.
He's at camp. There's
he went
something.
to work out and the doors were locked. He couldn't get in. He had to go to his regular gym. And
there's something that does not add up here whatsoever. I don't know. It's weird. I don't even want to speculate, quite frankly, because there's gonna be something that comes out, I think, eventually, where maybe it ties it together. But this one makes no sense. Why these two sides were? Is this not a disgruntled player, from what we can tell?
No, and he's making $50 million in his 3 years.
He's their best defender. So
I don't understand. And Josh McDaniel hasn't addressed the media about any of it. And then apparently there were deleted text messages and things where I don't know. It seems very Raiders.
It certainly does. That's a good way to put it.
Per the Daily Mail, Head coach for the Patriots, Bill Belichick, and his longtime girlfriend, Linda Holliday, have broken up, which is causing Patriot executives to be on edge. The report says that there is concern about what Linda might post about online after the breakup. And the report also says it's been a drawn-out back-and-forth breakup. Are we now sleeping on the Patriots to win the AFC East?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Assuming there's, I can see a lot of concentration now from Bill Belichick, more focus, more time dedicated to game plans and things like that. So, yeah, they're probably going to win it all, Jamie.
Well, I look at it this way, that I don't know how any NFL head coach has a personal relationship of any kind with anyone. They live their lives at the practice facility. I mean, the hours that they spend, so... I'm not saying that was the demise of their relationship. Know nothing about it. And the one thing that gets me kind of scratching my head is, what would the Patriots be worried about that comes out? Like, if that's actually true, that they're like worried about what comes out on social media following the breakup. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Probably Belichick's, his opinion on long snappers and, he already talked about that for 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Matt Rocchio was telling us that it was the most compelling 10 minutes.
I watched every single second of it.
What do you think? Most compelling 10 minutes ever?
Tell you what, he went really into detail about the long snapper.
In all seriousness, this is one of the reasons why this guy has won a lot.
Yes.
Because he knows every detail of every position that is on that field, every rule that could impact his team on a Sunday. You talk about like the Patriot way, that's it. It's the attention to detail and what he drills in over and over and over again. So if he's sitting there talking about the hold and the long snap and 10 minutes on that, think about what he invests when it comes to a defensive scheme. Or, a defensive end or a defensive tackle and what they bring to a team. He just loves football and all things football.
Very detailed guy.
We're on to Cincinnati.
I think that relationship would have been better.
I didn't pay attention to her. She got upset. We're on to Miami.
I let the dog sit at the table.
Remember
he had the dog at the draft table?
She got upset the night that I had the dog at the table at the draft. Said it should have been her. I don't know, man. We're not talking about open heart surgery here.
I wish you nothing but the best, Bill.
You're going to make somebody happy.
Speedy recovery.
Guys, we didn't get to this yesterday, but I know, Jamie, you sent this to me on Twitter, and maybe another show has talked about it, but I feel like we need to talk about it. A Delta passenger.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, I think Tom Brady is now
spokesperson
in cahoots or whatever with Delta.
In cahoots.
This went so sideways, they called in Brady to help.
Tom, please help us with the PR.
It says a Delta passenger, according to TMZ, sprayed diarrhea everywhere aboard a mid-air flight, forcing the plane to turn around and go back to the airport to deal with everything that just happened. What I find funny about this is like the article says they sprayed diarrhea. Like, it reminds me of like having like a spray bottle and they're like spraying diarrhea everywhere, like one of those stink bombs or something. But
did you see in the video footage?
Yes, someone actually sprayed diarrhea, but it not
like out the bottom of their pant legs.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I guess that's good.
Is it?
Well, I was actually thinking of how Marsh was saying it too. Like, it was deliberate. But if this person, could you imagine? I almost feel bad for that person. What did you eat?
I don't know. Apparently, they were in the bathroom, and then the pilot said everybody must return to their seats. He went back to his seat and then proceeded to try and get back to the boiler room, and it was so bad that they had to turn the plane around because it was just horrific in the plane.
Hey, light bulb moment right here. Why not have seatbelts connected by the toilet? That way, if you're going to the bathroom, you just,
Well, you know what, Marsh?
Buckle up.
You know how they always have disclaimers, right, on certain things? That's because somewhere along the way, something happened for you to make sure you changed things.
Yes.
Maybe now planes will be built, especially with Delta and Tom Brady there now, Tom might bring out the old 3-point belt buckle as you strap into the pooper.
Yeah.
Still don't think it's very safe, but probably better than what we ended up with.
Maybe not even like a belt. It could be like, because, whatever. You don't want the belt, germs and whatnot. But it could be like one of those things, those harnesses that you go,
Like
you
the
put it
roller
down.
coaster?
Yes, a roller coaster, like on the Batman or something at Six Flags.
Boy, Marsh, you have spent a lot of time thinking about this.
No, it actually just came to my mind. I told you it was a light bulb moment.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on.
What do you do if you're on that plane? Woo! Like what? Like where do we go with that? And what if you're the guy?
Hey, if you're the guy,
what do you do?
If you're not, if you weren't in therapy before, you're in therapy now.
For what? Therapy for what?
Shame.
Okay. But like
shame, embarrassment.
Oh, that for sure.
Childhood trauma.
Just that awkward.
That's like when you're a kid walking out with toilet paper hanging out of your pants.
It's a bit.
Oh, this is worse than that.
For sure. This is the adult version.
Right.
This is way worse.
Yeah, the kid version is still poop in your pants.
Oh, boy.
That's fair.
Did this guy crap his pants?
Should have gave him the Depends.
I guess.
That would have blew out too.
Yeah. All right. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh, I'm Anthony Stalter. 5:13. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. We're going to talk about the NFL Pick'em Challenge, do our picks, talk about the big upset for the week, things like that, and also unveil what the punishment is going to be between us and the Rizzuto Show, who we will challenge again in the NFL Pick'em Challenge. That's all next on 101 ESPN.
ESPN. Refreshed by Bud Light.
Well, you sure know how to pick them.
So earlier this morning, I went on the Rizzuto Show on 105.7 The Point, our sister station here at Hubbard Broadcasting. And guys, they laid out what the punishment is going to be in this year's NFL Pick'em Challenge at 101ESPN.com. And you can still sign up to play, take on us here in the Fast Lane as well as the Rizzuto Show and see how you fare against us. And you'll probably do just fine, to be honest with you. But you can get signed up at 101ESPN.com. And play each and every week for prizes and things like that. It's always a fun time, and I think this football season is going to be fantastic. But the punishment this year, and that's all brought to you by Bud Light, by the way. The punishment this year, guys, we are going to do the weekly punishment again. So the loser each week on the individual shows will face the airsoft gun. So we're going to do that. Last year, there's a lot of complaints.
Whining.
A lot of whining. And we said, screw it. We'll just do what they do. So we'll at least take away some of their whining. Because you can't take it all away, Jamie. That show's going to whine. They're going to do what they do. But we're going to do the weekly punishment. The full year punishment, once again, is going to be a month of shows where the losing show has to say, brought to you by the other show. Mm-hmm. For example, last year, the Rizzuto Show for a month was brought to you by the Fast Lane. Anytime Riz mentioned it, anytime anybody else mentioned it, they had to say the Rizzuto Show brought to you by the Fast Lane. So that's going to be the punishment again this year, as well as in somewhat of an homage to our dear friend Jeff Burton, who lost his life roughly a year ago to cancer, who we all love and miss very, very much. He at one point, as one of their punishments on their show, had to do a calendar, a sexy calendar.
It was fantastic.
Each month, Jeff was, he had a different picture of sexiness each and every month, and they put it into a calendar. Well, we're not doing a calendar, but the losing team will have to pose in a sexy photo approved by the winning team. That's not all.
What?
Here's the catch, because you may say, well, that's not much of a punishment. Except for the winning team can use that photo for anything until the following football season. For example, if we win and they do a complete photo shoot, a sexy photo shoot that we approve, we can then make into t-shirts or put on a billboard or splash it across our 101 ESPN studio. So you see it every single day. You can utilize it however you want within reason. They do a lot of events, guys, so let's just win, okay? And Riz was talking about a billboard.
I love it. I'm here for it.
I know you're fine with it, Jamie, but let's just win, okay? So week 1 starts tonight. You guys got KC or Detroit, and this is winning outright, no point spreads. I still have KC winning at home. I'm not going to go against them at home.
Oh, hear me roar.
You got the Lions winning outright. Okay.
I just actually flipped it. Travis Kelce, that's a big, big, big difference maker.
Okay, so Jamie's got Detroit tonight. Marsh?
Interesting. Patrick Mahomes is 4-0 in opening week games with 13 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and a 133.7 passer rating. Chiefs.
I would say
all day, baby.
I'd say that's pretty good. All right, let's get to some of these other. We won't give picks for every single game, but let's go through some of the other bigger matchups. Cincinnati and Cleveland on Sunday.
It's Bengals.
I have the Bengals right now. I wouldn't be shocked if I flipped to Cleveland by Sunday, though.
Why?
I think Cleveland's going to be pretty good this year, and I could see them coming out at home, trying to make a statement. They had a pretty good offseason. I could see Cleveland sneaking out a small upset against a division rival, especially early in the year. Cincinnati started off poor last year. Man, they had a rough couple of games to start out.
What's your problem with Cincinnati this year?
All right. As of right now, I got Cincinnati. Marsh, you taking Cincinnati or Cleveland on Sunday?
I'm taking Cincinnati.
As of right, and this is all as of right now. San Francisco and the Steelers, I have the 49ers.
Oh, Mr. Steeler. I guess you're not.
Well, I've also got the 49ers winning the division.
Just you're not. I got the 49ers.
I'm taking Pittsburgh. I like the upset.
Oh, my God.
I like the upset. I like Pittsburgh's defense. Brock Purdy, we'll see how he does coming back from the injury. Who knows how he'll fare against a good defense like Pittsburgh's. I have them winning.
Miami and the Chargers. I have the Chargers winning at home against Miami, who I do like this year, but that's a tough opening round matchup going to L.A. High expectations for both teams this year. I got the Chargers, and what could be a really good game.
Wow, that is a tough game. I forget who I picked at this point, but I would imagine I went with Miami.
On the with the upset?
Yeah.
I went with Miami as well. I like Miami. First game of the year, big game. Brandon Staley, don't like him as a coach. I think they blow it, and I think Tyreek Hill has a big game in week 1.
All right, there you go. Sunday night football game. We'll save the Monday night one for next week. But Sunday night matchup is Dallas and the Giants. I think the Giants take a major step back this year. I got Dallas winning on the road. Not a great environment to play in right out of the gates there. Divisional game on the road. Sunday night football primetime, but I got Dallas.
Yeah, I got the Cowboys too.
I think that defense could do a lot of damage against the Giants.
Yeah, I think they will. Danny Dimes is limited, like Russell Wilson.
You mean he can't throw consistently?
Yeah, or keep his teammates happy.
I'm going with Dallas as well. No shocker there. I have them as the best team in the conference, so they need to start off good.
Record-wise.
Yeah.
All right. Blowout special this weekend, guys. This doesn't have to be any of the games that we picked. The blowout special. They're going to win by 2+ touchdowns. Not even close.
Yeah, this one last year would have been surprising, but it's not this year. I've got Jacksonville over the Colts. Just absolutely
Duval
pummeling them.
Okay. Marsh?
I mean, it's got to be Baltimore over Houston.
Well, that's a good one, too.
It could be ugly. Absolutely. I think Marsh's Minnesota Vikings pound Tampa.
Can I give you a stat real quick?
Ugly.
Oh, God.
Minnesota, they have not won a game by 3+ scores since 2019.
They're due.
Thank you. Okay,
It's a noon Sunday home game against a bad Tampa team. Minnesota, 2+ touchdowns against Tampa. Upset special of the week.
Well, I technically picked an upset already.
You kind of have the lines. I mean, that could be your upset.
And I picked the Dolphins over the Chargers, too. There was a line different on that one.
Yeah. No, Miami's +3, so.
Yes.
That would be an upset.
I guess I already have 2, so.
Yeah. There's a lot of smaller lines this week, so I don't know if you're going to see like a heavy upset unless you pick.
What's the line on Denver Raiders?
Broncos are laying 3.5.
Interesting. Okay.
It's tough going into Denver, though, and beating that team, especially early on in the year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they lost last year, but that's because their head coach was dumb and they have Russell Wilson as their quarterback.
Ouch.
Wow.
What?
Jeez.
Wow.
They went. They waited like 2 minutes to call a timeout, and then they went for it on like 4th and 9. They tried to kick a 60, 70-yard field goal.
Yeah, the guy had a lot of leg in warm-up.
He certainly did. Yeah. Mine's not much of an upset, but the team is an underdog this week. I got Green Bay over Chicago.
Oh, my God.
You know, I was leaning Green Bay, and I switched.
Hear this crap all freaking year. I can't do
I
this.
switched because of Romeo Dobbs and Christian Watson.
Oh, Marsh.
Who the hell are they going to throw to?
They're going to run the ball consistently down Chicago's throat. Over and over again.
You know what it is? It's ironic that you don't like first-round running backs, but you're obsessed with the running game.
Thank you, Andrew.
It's ironic.
Thank you. Next, he's going to just preach to you about an offensive line.
I know. It's disgusting. From the.
You reading the text line there, Marsh?
No, I was
on your
going
paper?
To. My upset special is Pittsburgh. I already mentioned that. I think they beat San Francisco this week.
All right, the game that's giving you absolute nightmares when it comes to picking this week. I mean, the one that you're just going to flip-flop on 900 times.
Well,
mine's Cincinnati and Cleveland. I already know I'm going to flip to Cleveland, but I don't know who I'm going to wind up on before Sunday's game. That one's giving me nightmares.
Well, tonight's one I've already flipped once. I had the Chiefs originally, then I flipped to the Lions. The other one I'm looking at is the one that has the Green Bay Packers and Chicago Bears. I picked Green Bay to win that game, but now I feel like I want to flip just to spite you. I don't know why.
That's no way to win.
I know, but I don't know why. I have that feeling. It's like I want the Packers to suck so bad now, just because you've been like such an advocate for the Packers. I'm sick of it already. They haven't even played a game yet.
No.
I'm wanting them to lose just because Anthony is like just waving the flag.
Yeah.
Boy, that's a lot of spite.
It is, and I don't know why, Anthony. I mean, I know why, but I'm sorry that you feel that way.
I just stated my opinion on the Packers this year.
Every day, though.
Well, I mean, come on. Start of the football season.
Like Marshy, it's bad.
All right. Marsh, did you give yours?
No, mine is the Jets and the Bills. I think both teams can win on Monday night.
Oh, yeah,
I picked the Jets to win.
I got the Jets, too.
At home.
I got
at Jet Life Stadium, as Aaron Rodgers likes to call it.
Wow.
Jet Life Stadium.
Giants don't like that.
You hate that, Anthony.
I do hate that. I could see him winning, though. All right, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We're going to beat the streak, and the biggest question of the day next.
Well, you just heard about some of our picks for the NFL's first week of
Fade us.
The season. I don't know if I would do that. Some of the picks were pretty good. But if you don't trust our picks, head over to FanDuel Sportsbook. They've got great options for you, player props and games, totals, and all sorts of great things. Live betting.
Same game parlays. Stop it.
That's why they're America's #1 sportsbook. And right now, if you're a new customer, if you bet $5, you get $200 in bonus bets. And that's guaranteed, but that's not all. All customers, old customers or new customers who bet $5 will get $100 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV.
You know, Travis Kelce down for tonight's game, the Thursday night football game. They got player props on guys like Sky Moore. I think Sky Moore could have a pretty big game tonight, filling in for not Travis Kelce, but getting a more active role in tonight's game. But they got all the prop plays at FanDuel. They got great offers like the one Jamie just threw out there, but you got to visit FanDuel.com/fast. Again, FanDuel.com/fast. Kick off the NFL season right with this offer from FanDuel. You're not going to want to miss it. It's FanDuel, the official partner of the NFL.
21 and over, present in Illinois. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. NFL Sunday Ticket offer. It ends 9/18/23. No refunds. Terms and embargoes apply. $100 off NFL Sunday Ticket. Not YouTube TV. YouTube TV base plan required to watch YouTube TV. Redemption requires a Google account and current form of payment. Commercial use excluded. Subscription renews. Cancel any time.
Well, I know you've been seeing that note, especially if you're a Charter Communications or Spectrum TV customer. You've been seeing that note the last couple of days about how Disney was unable to reach a market-based agreement with Charter Communications to keep its channels on their cable systems and streaming services. Well, as a result, Spectrum TV customers have lost access to ESPN and Disney's unrivaled sports, entertainment, and family programming from not only the ESPN networks, but also the Disney-branded channels, Freeform, the FX networks, and the National Geographic channels. Customers, though, can go to keepmynetworks.com, keepmynetworks.com for alternate choices, including DirecTV Stream, Hulu Plus Live TV, YouTube TV, Fubo, and more, all of which can be activated immediately without a service call.
If you're thinking of trading your car to a dealership, stop. You don't have to trade your car to the same place you buy your car from. Get full retail value without the retail hassle at sellmycarstl.com. That's sellmycarstl.com.
Another Club Car Wash is now.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cards are back in action tonight, looking to sweep the Braves. Adam Wainwright on the mound, going up against Max Fried. First pitch is at 6:20. If you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the 101 mobile app. You can find all of our interviews, including today's interview with Brayden Schenn and Chris Kerber. You can also find the full show there. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Tonight, we have the Chiefs and the Lions kicking off this year's NFL season. Pre-game starts at 6:30. We'll have all the coverage right here for you on 101 ESPN. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day.
We need a new Beat the Streak contestant, so if you want to play Beat the Streak, just text in Streak or BTS to the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. You have an opportunity in a couple of minutes to play Beat the Streak with us, because, again, we need a new contestant. So, before we do that, let's get to the biggest question of the day.
All right, guys, Nolan Gorman has looked pretty damn good these past few games. Is Nolan Gorman upping his trade stock or giving you reason to basically lock him up for a long-term deal?
Do you know how I feel about this, Jamie?
You want to trade him?
No.
Yeah.
Gorman?
Yeah. I've heard you
Storm
say
and Gorman?
it several times.
No.
Unlike Anthony, I think you should lock this guy up.
You jerk.
No, we talked about it yesterday. We agreed upon this, actually, to where I think that if the Cardinals were able, for the right price, to lock up Jordan Walker and Nolan Gorman long term, that they should do that. Now, Nolan Gorman, I said he had 24 home runs. He's got 27. He's got 27 home runs. He's gonna tickle 35 possibly. I mean, that's a high number, but he's definitely gonna get 30. Guys who hit 30 bombs in Major League Baseball get paid. Mm-hmm. They're valuable pieces of your team. So if I'm John Mozeliak, I'm really not entertaining Gorman in a trade unless it's for an Ohtani-esque player, but right now Ohtani won't be pitching for a year anyways.
Right.
So I would hang on to Gorman. I think he's only going to get better, too. I mean, look at the jump in his game from last year to this year. Look what he picked up, what he learned. He's more patient. He's waiting, sitting back on pitches.
Yeah, cut down on strikeouts. And
Give him another year or two.
I'm not trading him.
I wouldn't trade him.
I'm not trading him. He's a left-handed power bat that you developed in your organization, who's young, cost-controlled. This is what you want. I know you need pitching. Figure out another way. Mm-hmm. You have free agency. You have other guys that you can trade. If you want to go that route, if you want to go into the trade market, you've got other assets. You just acquired a bunch at the trade deadline. So maybe you turn some of those guys into, a trade opportunity to get some pitching, or again, sign them in free agency. But don't give up Nolan Gorman. Are you kidding me? A young left-handed power bat that you developed. No thanks.
That plays a very good second base, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, his defense has gotten better.
He's not a plus defender, but he's good.
Right. So, I'm with you. Keep Nolan Gorman. Now, let's play Beat the Streak.
streaking!
I want to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You ready to hit?
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
All right, time to play Beat the Streak here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Marsh, what do we got for our streaks?
Yeah, so our streaks right now, as I'm trying to pull them up. Well, we have Jacob. He's our newest contestant.
Hey,
by
Jacob,
the way,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing great. Appreciate you playing. Beat the streak. Unfortunately, the person yesterday knocked out after one game. But I know you're going to go on a deep run, Jacob.
Oh, I hope.
You'll be great. All right, Marsh, what do we got?
All right, so Anthony, you're at 1. Jamie is at 4.
Yeah.
I am at 2. And now we welcome Jacob to beat the streak. So now he's in.
All right, so
to win it.
It's going to be Jamie. The order is Jamie, Marsh, me, and then Jacob because he's starting with a goose egg right now. Jamie, who do you want?
Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a page right out of Anthony Stalter's handbook. I'm going right back to Matt Olson for the third game in a row.
I don't blame you.
This guy's been on fire. And I know Wayno's going for 199, but Olson's pretty good. I got Matt Olson.
I would say so. Good call. All right, Marsh.
You know, I got to go strictly on the matchups, and in like 20-plus at-bats against Adam Wainwright, Orlando Arcia is batting over 400. So I have to go with the matchup. I'm taking Orlando Arcia.
Okay, so Marsh has got Arcia. I'm going to take Acuna since he was left for me. I know he did me wrong the other night, ended one streak, but he's going to propel me tonight. Jacob, you're up.
I think I'm going to go with Marcell Ozuna.
All right. He served me well last night. So Marcell Ozuna, former Cardinal. So Jamie's got Matt Olson. Marsh took Orlando Arcia. I took Ronald Acuna Jr. And Jacob went with Marcell Ozuna.
Guys, who picked the Cardinals player?
Oh, Bill did.
Yeah, Bill from Creve Coeur.
Yeah.
I mean, did you not see the runs that these guys have been putting up?
Yeah. No, well, Bill did.
You know what, though? We have been choosing, except for Nick from, Tuesday? Nick chose Lars Newbark, didn't get a hit.
No.
But we've all been choosing Braves players.
Why is that?
Well, I think we're trying to use reverse psychology to help the Cardinals win.
Right.
And it's been working.
Oh, Marsh is right.
I'm completely
That's really good, Andrew. It's a great spin.
It has nothing to do with the Cardinals pitching or any
the fact
of that.
that the Braves are one of the best hitting teams in the league.
No, absolutely not. Jacob, good luck. We'll talk to you tomorrow, hopefully.
All right. Thanks, you too.
All right, there you go. There's Beat the Streak here on 101 ESPN. We'll come back, wrap up the show. What you missed next on 101 ESPN. ESPN's parent company, Disney, well, they've been unable to reach a market-based agreement with Charter Communications to keep its channels on their cable system streaming and their streaming service. As a result, Spectrum TV customers have lost access to ESPN and Disney's unrivaled sports, entertainment, and family programming from the ESPN networks, the Disney branded net channels, Freeform, the FX networks, and the National Geographic channels. Customers, though, can go to keepmynetworks.com. Again, keepmynetworks.com for alternate choices, including DirecTV Stream, Hulu Plus Live TV, YouTube TV, Fubo, and more, all of which can be activated immediately without a service call. If you missed anything from today's show, you can download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or your 101 ESPN mobile app. Got it. You know, you get a little choked up once the show's show's wrapping up. I'll miss you guys. So
I miss you too, Anthony.
Thank you. Yeah, you can download the podcast again, 101ESPN.com or your 101 ESPN mobile apps. All brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Chatted with Brayden Schenn earlier today, as well as Chris Kerber. We announced that the Blues and 101 ESPN have agreed to a 5-year contract extension. So going to keep the Blues right here on your home for Blues hockey and 101 ESPN. So talked a little bit about that. Dakota Hudson, does he work as your 5th starter? Jamie and I got some pushback on our response to that. We did our AFC West and NFC West previews for the NFL ahead of tonight's Chiefs-Lions game. Gave our predictions for not only tonight's game, but also some of the bigger matchups over the weekend. And also discussed the offensive explosion for the Cardinals over the last couple of days and why it doesn't surprise us, but the bigger problem still remains. So you can check out the podcast immediately after the show. Marsh, what do we got for criticisms and compliments?
Yeah, you mentioned that we talked to Brayden Schenn earlier today. Jamie asked him how his summer was. Yeah. The 314 thought that was funny. Said, Jamie, that was hilarious. How was your summer?
Yeah, my summer was good. It was good. I've learned a valuable lesson in my lifetime that when talking to somebody following the summer where you haven't really talked to them a lot or seen them, you should always ask them how their summer was. Anthony?
I picked up on what you did there, Jamie, and I thought that was smart and pleasant of you.
Although I have spoken to Brayden Schenn several times throughout the summer, I still thought it was appropriate to ask him how his summer was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't want him angry at me or something like that. Not that anybody would get angry at that, but you know.
You never know, Jamie. You never know.
From the 417, Stoltz is not having it today, and I'm here for it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Having what?
Well, I don't
Just
know.
any of the BS.
Yeah. I had to cut through a lot of BS today.
Would you say
Whatever,
good takes?
Jamie.
It's a solid one, too.
That's fine. That's fine, Jamie.
Oh, we got a compliment here, too, from the 314. You guys are idiots.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No doubt. Thank you.
Thank you. I think it's a compliment, right?
Oh, I don't think there's any question about it.
Thank you.
Guys, I brought up Aaron Rodgers earlier today, telling a story on Hard Knocks about how he saw a UFO early on in his career. For the 314, Marsh blanked that story all up. Not even close to how it was related. So you guys are just taking one Dip Blank's bad storytelling.
Clearly somebody that has done a little research on the UFO game.
Sorry I didn't try and convince you.
He did talk
good
about
enough that
UFOs
are real.
Sighting, though. He did.
That's basically it.
He did talk about it.
He said he saw a UFO. There were airplanes following it, and they looked at each other like, did we just see what we just saw?
Yeah.
And they agreed, and he basically came out and said he saw a UFO when he was younger.
Said, hey,
end of story.
Pass
Are you
that
surprised?
back over to me. I need another one of those.
You know what? Maybe they did see something. It's interesting that they didn't say anything until now, but hey, maybe they felt like this person here, who clearly is upset about this and has taken this personally. Maybe like this person, Aaron Rodgers and company felt ostracized.
Must be
about
an Aaron
it,
Rodgers stan.
Yeah.
From the 636, I actually was talking about the Vikings being in the NFC Championship game based on ESPN's simulation. The 636 says Marsh conjured up some simulation during one of his visions. It's a fair statement. Very fair.
Marsh, why don't you go ahead and go over what your Adam Wainwright vision was?
Adam Wainwright, in my vision from months ago, had a classic Adam Wainwright type game in a different country, nonetheless, in London against a rivalry team in the Chicago Cubs. And just a classic Waino performance. And the team is sparked and make a nice run to the playoffs. And, we're all cheering instead of being grumpy at this time of the year.
Yeah.
That did not happen whatsoever. And maybe tonight will be that night in his hometown or home state of Georgia.
Yes.
The Peach State.
No doubt.
I love them peaches.
Yeah. Go ahead and sing the song again, Jamie.
Peaches, peaches, peaches.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Peaches for me.
No, yeah.
Millions of peaches. Peaches.
Peach, please.
Peach, please.
Oh, peach, please.
What they call us, idiots?
Yep.
Yep.
We got a text from the 636. Best, not show ever, best shoe ever. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we do all have some nice,
have some pretty sweet
shoes on today. Yeah.
What are you wearing, Jamie?
I've got some blue suede Cole Haan.
The blue suede shoes. I like them.
Yeah.
How about you?
CVs, I guess they're called.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. What is that, Jamie? A loafer?
Those orthopedic shoes?
I'll take that over any other thing you could have said. Those high heels.
Those are stylish. Those orthopedic.
Those look comfortable.
Oh, Skechers.
Anthony's in dad mode.
My buddies and I call those New Balance shoes.
Oh my gosh.
Nebraska shoes.
Yeah.
For God. I got those Nebraska shoes on, do you?
The Nebraska pillow bottoms.
Yeah, absolutely.
8 inches of sole.
Yep. We're going to be there someday, Jamie.
Sunday?
Someday.
No, I'd rather go barefoot. Take my chances.
There must be something that happens, though.
Yeah, you get old and sore. I wear shoes around the house now. I got these flip-flops that are Adidas. They're like super spongy. They're ugly as all you know what. But I wear them around the house because when I don't wear them, my heels, my knees, my back hurts because like I'm all decrepit.
At least you're a former professional player.
Yeah, but I still...
You know what? At least you show up the next day.
Yeah, he does.
At least you're here.
He's here.
In the fast lane lineup.
No
Hell
doubt.
I'd rather die than not be here.
Yeah.
I said that one time before. I should probably take that back.
I'm rocking the Hey Dudes right now. I know Jamie likes the Hey Dudes.
I do like the Hey Dudes. I got a couple of pairs of those.
Wasn't that a show? Hey Dude?
I don't know.
Nickelodeon?
I think you're thinking of Hey Dude.
I think you're thinking
Where's
of
my car?
You're thinking of Dude Wipes.
Dude Wipes, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm definitely not thinking of that. Hey Dude. It was a show.
And that's a saying. Hey, dude.
It was a show, too, Jamie.
Should have been a show, Anthony. You're right.
Okay.
From the 636, this will be the most toxic football season of all time.
I think it will be, too. I think we are in store for an absolutely epic football season based on how much we have disagreed. Like a natural, healthy disagreement about these teams. This is going to be fun, boys.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Can't wait to talk about the Packers.
We'll be talking about them plenty if they win, Jamie. And they proved me right.
By the way, actually, one last one, Anthony, from the 636. Anthony, you get no respect. Great effort today in the Gauntlet.
Thank you. I hung 6 on the board. I got no love. Okay.
Be a child.
Thank you, 636. I feel like the 636 has really had my back.
Yeah, celebrate. Pop the champagne. I beat a 7-year-old.
I did, though.
I mean, you did.
I won.
Beat the heck out of him.
Chiefs Lions tonight on 101
you sure
ESPN.
are, man.
We'll see you tomorrow. See ya.